the Wileyverse for the Dragonborn campaign. If you've been following along, you will know that an unfortunate set of dice rolls and DM decisions has led to the complete party wipe, total party kill of our last group. It's a sad state of affairs. But that brings us to a brand new campaign, which we are starting tonight. They decided that they wanted to do a group of Dragonborn. So everyone's a Dragonborn in this game. You'll see below everyone's names. It tells you what color they are, what they are, what their class is, and all this stuff. It is lacking some of their clever titles, but you will learn those in the course of the gaming. All that. They are Dragonborn. They are in Time in the Forgotten Realms. Also, I'm going to state right here and now, there's going to be a lot of mispronunciation of words, because we've never heard these words in real life, and they're really crazy. So, they're in the Kingdom of Time, which has just gotten under siege in the last 15 years, by a kingdom called Unther, who are essentially kind of white supremacists. They hate all demi-humans and want to enslave or kill them all. They also feel that the Dragonborn took their land, which is kind of true in a really weird way.
Hey.
You didn't have any choice in the matter. You just appeared there. There's a lot of weird stuff. If you're interested in all that background, you can look it up. So we are starting tonight. They are Clan Goldath. And Clan Goldath is the wealthiest of the clans in Time and one of the most progressive and free-thinking, not requiring military service of all their people, letting people go out and explore the world and meet new people and learn new cultures and things like that, where a lot of the other Dragonborn are very, very strict, military-minded, almost samurai-like. Mm-hmm. So, we're going to do the quick introduction of all the characters and what they are. Then I'm going to read over the campaign intro. Anything else I should go over before we start?
I'm feeling good.
All right, all the way in. We have Robert playing Rorfrus, the Undaunted, a paladin of Bahamut.
That's right. Yep.
So,
anything
you want to say? Anything you want to say about yourself?
I am. While Clan Goldath does not participate in the usual mustering of military to the greater conglomeration of clans in Time Anther. Rofrest here did become a soldier to join the armies of the clans, where he would do the soldierly thing, fought and defend against these. Now, I don't know if we were exactly fighting these northern guys, but in the reclamation of lands and such,
in the skirmishes that followed,
But it was a regular honorable soldier's life until the stand of Romstone Crossing, where we were about to have a horrible defeat until the intervention of another Dragonborn of the clan changed my life forever, and now I am balancing the life of the soldier with the religious findings of a new dragon god.
Next to him is Mitch, wearing a lovely t-shirt. For anyone that's watched the stream, the Lone Tree Inn is one of the inns that they visited, and inn making is apparently our specialty in the stream. Inn making and menus and food and all that kind of stuff. So he has made a Lone Tree Inn where they got the job to go find the gnome.
That's so good.
I like it.
So Mitch is playing Xeranox.
Xeranox is fine.
Yeah. Xeranox, the Underhanded. A title that used to be said quietly behind his back, but he has come to embrace. Xeranox?
So, like he said, because our clan doesn't muster to arms everybody that goes through their forces or clans, whatever. I didn't have to do any compulsory military service, but it is expected that I find some way to give back to the clan, so I chose to take on with a ship that comes back and forth between here and Illis.
Oh, it goes all over the place. It was an exploratory trading vessel.
It was an exploratory trading vessel that I've spent the last several years going back and forth on the Starry Sea.
Oh, the Sword Coast and the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Sea of Fallen Stars, that was the Sword Coast. So I've been on the boat the last several years back and forth, so I've picked up some navigating skills and some ship hand skills and some card game skills and some thief skills, and the underhanded kind of came from that because I've learned some arcane trickery, some mage hands, some cheating and poker tips, that kind of stuff. So.
The magic of his blood was unlocked by an Eluskin bard who taught him some magic tricks.
So after I've spent several years on the boat, I've decided to kind of not call it quits, but to come back and offer what I've learned back to the Goldath clan itself. So I'm back in Dimor?
Tyrmanther. Yeah, it's Tyrmanther is the nation, the Thymari is the culture and the people. Like, you are Thymari.
What he said.
And then you're in DJ Erad Thymer. Jarad Thymer is the port fortress city that you guys are in. And last, and certainly most quietest, most often, hopefully not in this one because he's playing a little bit of a different character this time around, is Savroth. No title needed because he is a noble of Clan Goldath. He is the son of the former matriarch, the beloved former matriarch, who passed away just before Unther returned. And he was looked up to in the clan, and he also had a great calling.
Former matriarch, do you remember the name we decided on?
I was just going to ask the same thing. Yeah.
I do. I have that.
I know we talked about this tonight, but...
once it loads. Her name was Hasira.
That's right.
I'm not even ask how to spell it. I'm just going to write it.
H-A-S-I-R-A.
Oh.
Bam.
That's the easiest Dragonborn I've ever seen. Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah, so I'm son of a former matriarch, Hasira. I am the one that influenced Rofrus over there to go down the light or divinity or what have you of Bahamut. My divine powers are still shredded in mystery, how I got them.
Shrouded.
That's the word I meant.
Strike that. Reverse it.
It's shredded in mystery.
And I'm not quite a worshipper of Bahamut. I understand where my powers probably come from, and I use them for honor and goodness of the clan.
I don't want to use the word chosen because chosen means something very specific in the Forgotten Realms. It means a champion or an avatar almost of a god. But his powers came to him one day, like he was chosen to carry Bahamut's word or divinity into Tynanther. And I am, as always, playing an NPC, so I have a very weird voice in the group, and so I'm not just coming down as the voice of God on everyone all the time. I am playing Ayasa, and Ayasa is kind of an outcast in the clan. She's got too vivid of an imagination. She speaks in hyperbole and analogy, and she's constantly telling stories, fantastical things, almost a Baron Munchausen style storytelling ability. She's just off in her own little world all the time, and that was really seen as not a good trait for the strict and truthful and honorable Dragonborn. It seemed very duplicitous for her mind to work that way. And that was all until she created her first spell. She wrote her own cantrip formula and learned her own first spell. And they said, oh, well, she's got a gift. So they sent, because Clan Goldath has a lot of outreach in the wider world. They do have a lot of ambassadors that go out and trade deals and all this stuff. They sent for a mentor for her, and they got a battle wizard of Cormyr to come down and teach her the introductory of mages. And she found that evocation... things just wanted to erupt from her blood, so she went that route. So, that is the party, though they are at the moment don't know that they're a party yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yet. So, I'm going to read the intro to the campaign, and then we're going to talk about where everyone's at.
All right.
It's been 15 years since the return of Unther and Gilgaem's mad assault. that shattered Tyrminther and pushed the clans to the sea. It has been 8 years since the last major battle between the Thymari and the Utherites, but skirmishes still erupt whenever the Dragonborn try to settle back or move back into the land and take any ground back in Tyrminther. Unther harasses any passage to Tyrminther, whether by sea or land, though the docks, the port around Tyrminther, is protected by a great giant dragon turtle. So they're protected themselves, but once you get outside that reach, fair game. It is a cold siege, and the clans are bristling underneath it, for they know that Gilgaim is both crazed and immortal. It is only a matter of time before he strikes again, trying to wipe the Dragonborn off the face of the earth. Or Faerun, I should say. Currently, it is Midsummer and Shield Meet. As well this year, Shield Meet. Midsummer is a festival that celebrated love, music through feast. It is the last day of the year in the Faerunian calendar. It is a time when love advanced, and it is said when deities themselves took a hand to ensure good weather. If bad weather is experienced on the night of Midsummer, then it is considered an extremely bad omen. Shield Meet, the next day, is the equivalent of leap year day in the calendar of Faerun, occurring only once every 4 years, adding a day after the festival of Midsummer. Traditionally, the day was used for fairs, bazaars, musical and theatrical performances, and tournaments of skill and magical ability. Nobles usually held court to hear the petitions of their people and to make renewed trade pacts, alliances, and agreements, which I'll get to in a second. The patriarch of the clan, Patriarch Goldath Rasdurin, against the wishes of their master treasurer,
Fagisa,
has spared no expense for this Midsummer and Shield Meet, because it's been one of the first since the Untherite invasion, and the first since it's been the second since tensions calmed down and there hasn't been a battle, but they haven't been celebrating like the way they should. So this year he's saying we're sparing no expense. He's dipping into the already low coffers of the Goldath clan, and he is opening up the clan hall and surrounding neighborhood for a grand party for all the Dragonborn of the city, bringing in musicians, entertainers, and delicacies from far and wide in a hope to boost morale and as a show that Tyminther's will persevere. Mm-hmm. The clan defender, Huanax, has asked Rofrus to watch out in the clan hall as a paladin, one of the few paladins in the Dragonborn, and a defender of the clan. His presence is inspiring, so he wanted him right there where all the leadership is to protect and thwart any, discourage any foul play during this festival.
Darn tootin'.
That sounded like an arcade dragon. Or darn tootin'. What does that mean?
Zyronax has just pulled into port the day that morning in the night on the Yellowknife, the vessel he has been a part of as crew. The Yellowknife. As crew for the last 4 to 5 years, to the point where he has ranked up all the way to the rank of bosun on the ship, running the deck. They had been requested to bring cargo all the way from Eluskin, and they have, for the festival. They brought the Eluskin cargo, and they're going to be here through the festival, go to places any to celebrate the new year and the Shield Meet, and then they're going to load up for cargo and head out once more, possibly without their bosun.
Well, we're leaving tomorrow with their bosun.
We're out.
Just kidding.
They don't know that. Can't wait till you deliver that music.
Savroth.
What's your
name? Savroth.
Pardon?
Savroth, while at the festival, as it started along, you still having connection issues?
No, I copied my character left and it didn't leave the thing. So basically I have two of the same character. The one that's in campaign will not open. It just won't open.
That's the one that that Wiley can
Yeah,
interact
it's the
with.
same one. So, but yeah, if I view this one,
I see.
We're
Fires right
using
up.
D&D Beyond.
yeah,
We're learning.
we'll figure it out.
We're
later.
learning it out.
We'll figure it out later.
I just want to look at campaigns to make sure you're still in the campaign, like you didn't delete it.
I didn't, but this character that I'm looking at is not the same one that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Do you see both of them?
No.
Yeah.
Xernex. Player, Xernex. Did you actually make your...
Look. So if I go to characters.
Go to... don't go to characters, go to campaigns.
Okay. Where's campaigns? It's not an option.
No, it's under my content.
Campaigns. Mm-hmm. So this one.
Yep. So, what's it say?
View campaign.
Yep. And you should see you down there.
No,
And
that's not me.
view.
Oh, God damn it.
Back. Swipe from the left. No, all the way off the screen.
That's fine, it's
Or
right
that,
here.
yeah. View.
Crash. So
Weird.
if I go back to content and go to my characters, I can even load everybody else's characters. This one fires right up. No, that doesn't work either now.
Wait, both of them are
Yeah,
not
now
working?
both of them don't work.
Did you make your account as Xernex?
Mm-mm.
It's weird because it says Xernex owns Xernex. It's very weird.
Yeah, this whole thing is just not working at all.
Interesting. Well, we'll figure that.
So what I did was-
good thing we got these printed out as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say what I did was I did this. I made like a copy.
Copy.
Yeah, I copied it. Sure, confirm.
And then I made a copy.
And then as soon as the copy shows up, it goes right in.
Are you logged in? Make sure you're logged in.
No, I'm logged in.
D&D Beyond.
Anyway, we'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
All right. So you have your character sheet. The only things that you guys need to know, because our characters are starting at 3rd level. They've already been part of the clan and dealing with the clan hierarchy and the war and all that stuff. So I felt that I need to start them off at that 3rd level when all the initial character decisions are made. You guys have magic items. You already have been bestowed or have gotten through your careers magic items.
Have we?
It's on your character sheet. If you have not looked, everyone has 2 healing potions. So hopefully you guys survive this game.
You gave us healing potions
Yeah.
to avoid.
Secondly, you have a set of adamantine chainmail.
Whoa.
Adamantine chainmail has the same armor class as regular chainmail, so your armor class is unchanged, but it negates all critical hits.
What?
Yeah, all critical hits by martial weapons, or physical attack.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
How did I get this?
You tell me, buddy.
Oh, boy. Wow.
You'll have to come
Don't
up with a
tell us
story
everything.
about that.
I will.
You have a magical short bow.
I saw that.
It is a +1, so it gives +1 to damage, +1 to attack. So just straight up +1 everything. It's also considered magical for those pesky ghosts and undead and things that ignore all that kind of stuff. You have a mace that's +1. And Ayasa got nothing because I didn't get around to her. So
The only thing I need to ask is that mace different than the other
just a
mace?
+1, yeah. So that would increase by 1, and the damage increases by 1.
Spitfire.
+1,
Nice.
Got it.
Yep. Adamantine chain. So,
Oh, that's so cool.
at the party, a mysterious guest, a Dragonborn, color of brass, with a permanent smile, young and beautiful, interacted with the crowd, and then ended up speaking enigmatically to Savroth, and explained some things, explained some harsh truths, a little bit about the state of affairs, that the Dragonborn are proud, and they want to sit here, and they want to keep this homeland, but you can't turtle, and you can't not ask for help. So he's been given a little bit of a push, a gentle, hey, maybe you should go out into the world and see if there's something out there that can help the Dragonborn with this war. And she even went so far as to posit some ill omens, that there's more than just Unther and more than just Gilgaim, the immortal god king of Unther, that's threatening this land. And that maybe answers lie in Coromir. So, he has spoken to each of these individuals separately about plans that may involve leaving and going to Corner. He kind of spoke a little bit less of that too.
Yes, I got a name though. Joya?
Julia.
Yeah, Julia. Okay. So, the festival goes on. It is extravagant. It is amazing. It is beautiful. Tried logging out and logging back in.
No, I clicked on my content, so now it's taking me right back. So I'm just ignore me. Don't worry about me.
Because if you're going to keep doing that, it's distracting.
Okay. Don't look at me.
Everyone's looking at you. See that right there.
You're on camera, boy.
I'll just turn around and be like, the Wileyverse has ruined everything.
Log out and log back in, because it doesn't say you've claimed that character. It says Xeranex is Xeranex.
Log out, back in.
Go to the top right. It's based off a Twitch account.
Yeah.
What does it say in the top right for you?
Xeranex, but I don't know why. It's not my Twitch account.
We've been hacked.
Hacked.
Oh.
Got it.
Now it shows right up. What the fuck is happening? Alright, sorry. Look, it's right there. Just auto log in, yeah. There it is.
Hey.
Yeah, I think
there's the opening.
I think you were logged out, but looking at the character sheet, so you kept trying to go back to the character sheet.
There it is. You watch me log back on and everything.
Yep.
It's complete no.
And now it's gone.
Yeah, nothing at all. I can't log off, can't log on, none of it.
Weird. We'll figure it out
That's
later.
why I said
Just
don't
put
even
it
worry
away.
about that. Yeah, so I will in a second. One more thing.
But just about at the midnight hour, as everyone will be celebrating the change over to the new year, and in this case the change to Shield Meet, the leap year, a storm rushes the docks. Again, on midsummer,
Bad weather.
bad weather is bad omen. The storm pushes forward, and a lot of people, pack up the festivities or go home. There's some that are just going to, people go inside. Decorations are kind of pulled down from outside, and everyone locks up. But the storm builds and builds and builds and pushes pressure, and it's a bit windy, a couple drizzles, but the storm just breaks at the harbor. It never enters onto land. It just sits there and looms for the rest of the night. But never actually touches ground. It just stays at sea.
Peculiar.
Very peculiar. Even maybe
Ominous.
a portent.
A quest, you say?
So, the next day, there's some people that didn't go to sleep at all. There's some people that are waking up early, and there's some people that are really asleep, still asleep from the partying the night before. But the morning breaks. The storm dissipates, but the clouds stay clinging to the shore, again threatening to drop rain at any moment onto the streets of Jared Thymir. It's really hard not to say DJ Erad now.
I was saying like Jared, what is that? Oh, that's DJ Aaron.
Gerard. It's not a normal productive morning. It is the day of a feast day and another festival day itself. So there's no real hustle and bustle. There's just people kind of either still, just now wandering home or to somewhere else that is still open from the festivities the night before, or those early risers that want to go out and get some breakfast and a head start on the new year or the leap year. This day that is not a day.
Right.
So, one of the things that is brilliant, it'll show a little bit of the intelligence of your clan patron, Rasdurim, is that by calling all of these ships and all of these entertainers and all of this, they're all people that Clan Goldeth has pacts with, trade and all that. And since Shield Meet is a time to renew pacts and trade and contracts, they're now all in the city for them to send back good tidings and the renewals of the trade contracts and all of that. So,
cool.
Kind of a strategic, brilliant move on his part. he is not a slouch. He's just had a bad run of his rule.
Terrible timing, really.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with Savroth. What do you do in the morning?
Well, since I'm sure Rofrus is probably wondering, what's going on? Where's Savra? What are we doing? I'll go find Rofrus. I need to let him know basically the plan. And I'm going to tell him this before I eventually will make my way to Rosdorum. Right?
Rasdorum.
Patriarch Rasdor.
All right. So he is at his lodgings in the clan hall that he was given when he was told to watch over them. So you have a room in the clan hall right now.
Okay.
In the defenders, quarters. Since you're guarding the place during the festival.
I see. Well, I was on duty last night, so I probably wasn't indulging like crazy there. So I'll probably be awake, and given the peculiarities of the visitor with my holy symbol glowing, I'm probably meditating on that at the moment.
All right. Roll me a wisdom.
All right.
Oh no!
I put a little backspin to it.
Yeah, that was a weird
Inside.
offhanded.
It's as bad as this bad storm,
Bad start.
bad weather.
Bad start.
That's
Ill omens.
Hey.
19.
I'll take a. That's going to be wisdom. Hey, 20.
What is that?
19.
Oh, you're all charisma, aren't you? As
Oh yeah,
paladins.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So you got a 20. I mean, that's really good. You rolled a 19. So you're meditating. You're tapping into the holy symbol. You're trying to find those answers and anything like that.
Just from what I've seen.
Um,
Meditating, really.
Roll or flip a coin or something. Just give me a 50-50, high or low.
All right. Well.
Our chips are the same on either side.
Okay, I will do a. Let's see. Do a D4.
Come on.
So I like the shape of D4s.
Yeah.
1, 2's low.
Low.
Okay. Upon your meditation, you're kind of like, you stayed up late because the nobles, of course, didn't go to sleep early, but you still woke up on time. So you have a hefty constitution. You're not a slouch when it comes to staying up or getting up or pushing your time, but you're tired. That you woke up at a normal time. You did your normal routine. Now you're meditating, and you kind of drift into this thing, and you see the storm again from last night. But inside of it, there seems to be something writhing. Like when the lightning strikes, there's something in the clouds. And then your perspective shifts, and you're not looking out to sea anymore, or maybe you are, but it's to the north. And what you're seeing are 5 tendrils coming through the clouds. And they seem to be on a direct course to crash down on Gerard Thymir.
Really? Okay.
This is just what
This is
he's
called
seeing while
DJ, right?
meditating?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's tapping into his holy symbol, and he's calling on his faith.
All I can think of with our past is like, alright, why are they just throwing Cthulhu at us at the get-go?
Yeah. You got Cthulhu's coming. You got to stop it or get the hell out.
He's addicted to the TPK.
Yeah, he's got a taste for blood, and now
He's like,
It's just one of those, like, you've had that, like, nodding off, see something weird, and it flutters and it's gone. Something bad is coming, and you don't know what the metaphor is, or what those 5 things are, or what the storm means, but something bad. Like, you just get this glimpse of a bad omen. Something bad is coming to Tirmanthur, to the Dragonborn clans.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing.
And that's when he knocks.
Housekeeping.
You want meat on pillow?
I come in anyway.
Right. If you have doors, I'm not sure what our architecture looks, but I'm just gonna just go and snap out of it and oh my lord, Lord Savroth, what brings you here?
Rofrus, it is the day. It is now the early light in which I spoke of last night.
Yes.
Prepare yourself. Grab your things. We are heading out.
Heading out.
North to Cormyr.
Cormyr. I have to admit, my lord, I've been meditating on the subject, and I feel nothing but ill omens into the north. Are you certain this is what you are called to do? I fear for perhaps your safety.
Well, that will be dealt with during the trip. I was sent this message, so that's what I think I gotta do.
You mentioned that visitor last night was of the Divines. Do you think this is the will of the Platinum Lord God?
Dragon.
The Platinum Dragon.
Bahamut.
Possibly. Like, you experienced the same, more or less, thing I did, so what do you think?
I think that my path is at the disposal of your interpretations of this. So I will inform my superiors of your decision.
You're going to go tell... You're going to Rastorum right now, right? So.
Mm-hmm. The other people I went and saw last night, I went and saw Ayasa, right?
Ayasa, yes.
Ayasa.
This is the first time I played a game where no one can say anybody else's names right. They're like, what the fuck is your name?
Ayasa, the
Rahofus?
entertainer?
Yes. She is... Is she originally from Cormyr?
No, she just has a mentor from Cormyr.
Okay. She has a mentor from our destination and could be a great use to
I have heard
getting along with that area more or less.
That seems wise. Very well.
And as you know, traveling by land to Cormyr is not an option.
There's that big falling star sea there in the middle.
So needed help of one who knows their boat.
Ah.
So I went and spoke to Xeranax.
You know him as a young individual that set sail with a non-Dragonborn crew to serve his clan, and as he came back, he had underhanded skills.
Right. The scoundrel.
Some may refer to him as that, but he's a fine good sailor from what I hear, and we will need his assistance in getting up to Cormyr.
This is the perfect kind of nickname, too, where no one really knows why, and everyone has a different idea about what it means.
Right.
This is fucking scoundrel.
Well, it seems you've had this thought out in such a night. I've been trying to figure out the nature of this visitor we had, but, well, I commend your wisdom in this very well. We leave today.
As soon as I talk to the patriarch and we gather our people and hopefully Xeranax can get us the boat that we need, we shall then leave.
That's your will, my lord. I shall have my preparations complete.
Alright, well, what I need you to do is prepare your things and go find Xeranax. I will grab Ayasa. We will meet at the docks.
It will be done. I can do. Yeah.
Whatever the clan salute for Vegas showgirl.
Yeah.
It's jazz hands and nose flute.
Jazz hands and nose flute.
All right.
We are a silly clan.
So you are going to see Patriarch Rastor to speak with him of your undertaking.
Robert!
Hey, what? I'm a terrible bartender.
So more or less, I will knock on whatever his quarters are.
Yep, he is already up. Figisa is already in the room, going over the expenses and the waste of the night before, especially with the coming storm that had prompted everyone to tear everything down and sent guests home. She's very unhappy with the spending of this festival, and Rastorum is just taking his tongue lashing from her. And he is welcoming you, like, come in, you have something to say? Like, please save me from this drudgery.
So I'd walk in, Fegisa, Patriarch. So obviously y'all see the storm off the coast there.
And Figisa starts, and did I ever? It cost us this, and she starts going into numbers.
Alright, well, Patriarch, I have some news for you. Before all of this, I was greeted by, well, I found myself a stranger amongst us. Nothing to necessarily concern yourself about, not one that intended harm, as far as I know. But she delivered me a message, one that I intend to seek out.
Explain. What was this message?
Basically, what this stranger told me was that we cannot just sit idly by and defend ourselves from the Utherites and what have you. We need to seek others' help. It's not something we generally do, but in this instance, I believe this stranger to be correct.
Seek help from whom?
Well, that's where things get real interesting, because the stranger suggested Coromir.
Thank you.
Coromir, they're just out of a war. They have no soldiers to spare. Nothing that can help us. And we already have ambassadors that go to Coromir.
Well, yes. Surprisingly enough, the stranger mentioned that. But it may not be soldiers that we're going up there for. There might be something else, and I wasn't given details on what that something else might be.
This stranger sounds like trying to send you away from me.
Beat me to it.
Oh. And he kind of snaps out of it. No. This is a fool's errand. Obviously, someone is trying to cause dissension amongst our ranks. Now is the time to stand together. It's shield meet. We should be forming that shield wall here in Thymir for Tirmanther. We can't be sending off our most brightest acolytes into the yonder just on a whim.
It's not a bad point, honestly.
He does. But faith.
I know. But faith. I'm so glad I'm not
But
there.
faith.
Butts, everybody.
But
Everyone's
soft,
got
but
one.
light through yonder window break.
Butts.
Butt soft. She said butt soft.
This is a good stream.
Well, sir,
So good.
unfortunately, I have to say that I believe this message was divine. And I believe I must follow it. And I'm not asking for anything. I simply am going to gather a few other individuals, and we will go as a small group up to Coromir and hopefully discover why this message was sent to me.
Well, your firm deliverance of your intent quells some of the argument, and you know that Fagisa's presence probably quells most of the other, because he's not going to be personal or break down in front of the treasurer.
And talk
Delivered
about
some
all his
firm
crazy
intent.
dreams in front of things.
Right, but you can tell that he is not happy about this situation, and that if it was just you and him alone, that it might be messy. And Fagisa's presence might almost be a blessing, and it might be a good time to leave before he can get you alone and break down in front of you, which is what you don't need the patriarch of the clan doing on shield meat.
So I will.
So after some terse words back and forth, you leave on your own terms. He wishes you safe journey, but you can tell that it is terse and with much regret that he is allowing you to walk out the store. You are going to find...
Xeronax, I'm asking around. Hey, where's that underhand at?
Right. It doesn't... I mean, you know the people in the know, so it doesn't take long to find that he's at one of the inn-houses, one of the bunkhouses, essentially, in the neighborhoods of the clan.
Well, I can go directly over, and is he in the common area?
It is the tilted scale, which
Right down and tilted.
I know, sorry, but in this case, the symbol is a scale, and on one side is a pile of coin, and on the other side is a chalice overflowing with drink.
Yeah, nice. Right.
Oh yeah, write that one down.
Well,
And names.
I go in. And,
You go in. You ask the patron of the establishment, who tells you what room he's in, and you can go knock.
Yeah.
You might need to untwine yourself from whatever consort you met last night.
It's an orc priestess.
Orange cases.
It was my turn. Yeah. Very nice.
Very nice.
You answer the door. I get up groggily.
There is a paladin sitting in front of you. One of the most renowned defenders of Clan Goldath. Underneath Huanax himself. He is a man that has fought in the lance defenders of all the clans, found the faith of Bahamut and returned, and is, like I said, pretty well renowned.
I show my excitement by stifling a particularly acidic burp that leaves a burn on the door.
Literally acidic burp. Yeah. I kind of shoulder just make sure that doesn't get on me. And underhand.
Your
Zyron,
adamantium armor cleans.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, could you
Could you do the rest of it? No.
Yeah, a little bit of Baratheon mustard on me. Underhand. Zyronex.
The underhanded. And you are? Wait, I know him, right?
You do know him, but you can still say that.
Yeah, why not, right? And you are?
I am Rofres in command of the guard. Listen, you are being summoned by Lord Savroth of the clan.
I was summoned last evening. He hasn't even given me a day yet to speak with Captain Zane.
Apparently he's under the impression that you were to ready a boat for sailing to the north. We're to meet at the docks.
Well, let me ready my things. When my lord and master commands me to enjoy myself, I do just that.
Very well. I will stand here.
Pretty much.
So I close the door
I'm
and
not the undaunted, by the way.
I close the door in his face and take my time getting ready.
I wait right there.
You
Anyone
go
that calls
seek
me
Ayasa.
underhanded to my face.
Ayasa is waiting for you where you found her last, but she is in travel garb with her belongings in a pack. As you come in, she stands and says, "I'd give you a wink, but I've had none."
What?
Oh, that's nice. That's really cute. I hadn't had a wink of sleep.
right?
Because I get it. It made me go, what?
Welcome to Iyasa.
Metaphor time.
All right, very well, Ayasa. Shall we head out?
We shall. We'll get there first, though, I assume, if we're going to be waiting on Xeranax.
Probably a good call.
It's not my fault. You told me to enjoy myself. You woke up and were like, we're leaving. I'm like, I haven't even talked to Captain Zane yet.
So you head down to the docks, and you are indeed there before your other two compatriots, which Ayasa goes up to a fish stall and gets two steamed fish.
And in my defense, I'm not going to make them wait too long.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm being slightly underhanded, but not disrespectful.
She gets two steamed fish wrapped in like a garlic paste that have been just broiled, essentially. They're nice and fat. She brings one over. It's like in parchment wrap. Hands it to you if you so want to partake. And she has, I don't know what everyone's appearances are. I think everyone's kind of get one. She has the long, thin snout. And so she pretty much just lays the fish in her mouth and just strips it down and just does that a couple times to clean everything out.
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, it's not totally clean. Like she just like pretty much just like shreds it in her mouth by like putting it in there, pulling it out, turning it over, pulling in, pulling out. Giggity. Yeah, and she eats her fish.
All right.
That's her fish. I saw that at a strip club.
I will also partake in eating my fish.
Yeah, eat your fish.
Yeah. So,
roll for eating.
you two, you finish your packing, and
Yeah, on our. I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the docks. Really, escorting Xyanax. Yeah, I want to ask the Xyanax. You happen to have noticed this storm over the bay?
I have, and I've spent many a day on the sea and haven't seen anything in this manner. Right, I couldn't notice anything.
I mean, there's some storms that have a hard time crashing into land, and you've seen storms that are just stuck at the sea. Sea is an easy place for weather to happen.
Well, then I haven't seen his magic. I've seen a million
but-
storms.
Yeah, like
There's nothing special about this one.
for it to like threaten so long and just not break or not move on is kind of odd.
Never mind then. That's skinny that to you. It does move oddly.
So it sounds like you've spoken to Lord Savroth in the night prior. So the storm is unusual, you say. He deigns to take a sailing up north, and I had wondered if that was a usual sight. I know I haven't seen it.
Well, storms are always a usual sight on the sea. This one does seem a bit odd. And Lord Savroth says that we are leaving this day.
He seems to be in mind of so, but
I'll do my best, but I have to tell you that the crew of the Yellowknife has just put birth this last evening. They'll be hard-pressed to be put back to sea this following day.
I will help you press them hardly.
All right, so you reach the docks and you see Savroth standing, I'm assuming, pacing or standing or just waiting. You also see Iyasa, the enigmatic gold dragon of your group, and she is just sitting on like a kind of like a one of the pier stumps, like coming out of the thing, and she has her dulcimer is just hanging down off her side. She has it pulled up a little bit, and she's just absentmindedly strumming on it. So through the fog and the misty rain, you hear it's discordant but not unpleasant. It's very much like the Japanese, their little pick thing. Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
and it just seems like she's absentmindedly letting her hands explore the strings of the dulcimer.
It's called a fan pick.
Yeah. And then what's the instrument?
Koto.
So, it sounds very much that sound style, but coming from a dulcimer.
Cool, the fog and all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good scene building.
I'm the worst.
She doesn't seem to really acknowledge your arrival, but obviously Sabroth does. So, in your meeting, whatever you're about to say, that is going on behind you.
Okay. Let's have up. This is Zionex. Yes, you should be.
I was like, introducing me to the Lord of Golda.
I present
My clan leader.
No,
This is your clan
you
leader.
present that you have completed your task.
I'm reporting in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have brought Xernex.
Thank you, Roferus. Xernax, thanks for joining us.
It is my pleasure, Lord. Although I'm troubled to hear that we're leaving today.
Well,
That's neither here nor there. Allow me to speak with the captain as soon as possible.
New beginnings should happen on new beginnings.
Who said? Oh.
Who this bitch be?
And obviously it's a
Pardon
reference
my
to the
harsh
fact that
sailor
this
language.
is the leap year and you're going into a new year. So this is the day to strike out journeys is kind of what she's getting.
Oh.
I might be able to use that in my speech too.
I don't think I'm intelligent enough to get that.
I am.
You are. You're
Pretty
super
smart. Yeah,
smart.
pretty smart.
Yeah, because that's your spellcasting ability.
Yeah.
So that's how you were able to figure out some spells.
well, Xernax, do whatever you gotta do to get us a ship and get us headed towards our destination.
And
Alright.
I doubt that I would find the Captain Zane on his ship the day after they put to
Yes.
So I'll go find him.
But you're going to find someone's always on watch on the ship, and he'll know where the crew went.
That's true. So I'm just going to say,
So, yeah.
we'll do that.
You go. The yellow knife is completely pulled down, sails and everything packed away, so no one could steal it in the night. Also, so that nothing got damaged during the storm, because they got it weather ready while it was in port.
Also, we expect to be here for a while.
Right,
There'd be no
and
reason to lash
one
out.
of the deckhands is absent-mindedly on duty. Through the fog, even with the armor stomping and all that, he notices woefully late that you guys are at the plank to come up. And he's like, oh, stands up.
Willem, pay attention.
Oh, bosun. He even stands further at attention and tries to wipe the vomit from his vest. Obviously, he took a little nips throughout the night on his watch, and he has got darkened circles under his eyes, which the rest of you don't understand of these fleshy races, but you see that he probably...
Oh God, is it human?
Yeah, it's a human.
My whole ship was human. I was the only non-human.
You were the only
Yeah.
one here. Oh wow.
I'm sure you had
There might have been a couple.
a halfling or a half elf,
I was the only dragon.
but you were the only
We just
dragon.
call them all humans. They're all humans to us.
Yeah. So I can't tell the difference. Does that pointed ears?
Yeah.
Not. That's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Short, tall.
I keep being like, that's racist.
That would be. I don't suggest any of you do it, but it'd be hilarious if every time you saw one, you called them by something wrong. Like you see the dwarf and you're like, oh, a halfling.
Yeah. Let me know.
You see a gnome and you're like, elves.
Yeah,
Like,
keep asking
but you have the pointed ears.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it the elf? That's it.
so Willem stands and says, Bosun, you're still Bosun, right?
Until otherwise. Poor job on this rigging lash, by the way.
I didn't do that.
Well, anyone caught drinking on their watch is responsible for the watch. So, 40 lashes.
Did you?
I'm just kidding.
Did you catch me drinking?
I can smell it. Do you happen to know where Captain Zane is? Or I shouldn't even say happen. Where is Captain Zane?
Where is he right now? He's at the Gray Sky Down. The Gray Sky Down is an inn.
Gray Sky Down.
Yep, the Gray Sky Down.
Do you know the location of the Gray Sky Down, Willem?
He just points up the dock. They didn't take me. They just told me where they'd be. I'm glad nothing happened,
like this guy.
because I would have had to try to find him.
Yeah, right. I give him a curt nod and a snap to before I leave off. Yeah.
And he snaps too. All right.
So
You know where the Gray Sky Down
yeah.
is. So
we'll head that way.
all right, the Gray Sky Down is a frequent place of outlanders.
Are you guys coming with me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So the Gray Sky Down is a frequent place to stop of the outlanders. It is primarily non-Dragonborn that run the establishment. That's why they like it there. It's a dockside inn, tavern that they can be fundamentally not Dragonborn at.
It's a foreign inn, huh?
It is. It is a pretty rickety, like 4-story shanty on the dockyards. Like you walk in, this whole place creaks and lists. They sell every spot, every chair, every table, every spot of floor. You can pay a copper and just sleep wherever the hell you want. So coming in here, it looks like a frat party has just like exploded, and there's just drunk demi-human sailors sleeping off the nights before. And then there's also people wide awake, playing cards, eating food, drinking. The place is also like in full swing of working.
I walked past the card tables.
It's also just got passed out people everywhere from the night before that haven't woke up yet. So.
And this is where we'll find this captain.
It's common among the humans to waste away their time.
I see. Good to know for the journey.
It is good to know.
Seeing
It's like
Dragonborn.
teaching a crash course in human
Right?
interactions.
That's what you're the guide again.
I know. But I'm like literally the guide this time. It's not a joke.
Seeing Dragonborn in their establishment, the bartender like comes out from behind the bar, comes right up to you, looks at the most authoritative looking one, which is you, and says, "What can I do for you?" And he's really saying, "How the hell can I get you out of here as fast as possible? And I hope we didn't do anything wrong by your local customs."
I look a little bit surprised that he dresses me when we're Savas here, but
I would probably cut him off and be like, "We were looking for Captain Zane and we'll be on our way." And as a joke, I do the to see people that are half asleep stand up. Just to see what people do.
Make me a performance.
I can't whistle very well.
It's really tough with that snout. Right?
Yeah.
So you whistle, and like a couple of the people that are already awake, like, what the hell?
What an asshole.
Yeah, right.
So
joke.
you see this conflict in his eyes. You have you have insight, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to roll it. You see this conflict in his eyes because these are people that don't give any information for free, but you're Dragonborn and you're in the city of Dragonborn.
I would know that. Maybe I could flick him a coin.
Oh, if you wait just a moment, you don't have to, because him wanting to get Dragonborn out of this establishment outweighs his want to fleece everyone that comes in here. So he's like, 3rd floor, 2nd door. It should be open.
All right. Well, let's go
up. So you head up, and the door is cracked open.
I knock. He's my captain.
Yep.
There's no way.
You knock, and a crisp answer. The same answer you get anytime you knock on his cabin door. Enter, be heard.
So I'll go in first, but you guys.
I said, enter, be heard.
Uh-oh. Raiding party. Last time this
Raiding party! Katie Sue!
Just killed us last time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Savage Bear TV, thanks for joining us.
Hey, welcome to the new campaign.
Captain
New
Zane
campaign.
attacks. Roll for death saving throw.
You enter the room, and Captain Zane, there are a couple of scantily clad companions, both male and female, on the bed. They're still asleep. Captain Zane is stripped to the waist in front of the vanity, just with the bed chamber, like the chamber water. What are those things called?
Basin?
The basin, yeah. And he's shaving with a knife, and he's awake. His hair is slicked. He's obviously bathed himself already. It's morning, so he's up. That's the sailor's life, the captain's life. And he's shaving, and he doesn't even look over. He already recognized your voice. It's like, Bosun, report.
Report. Caught Willem.
Welcome, Savage Bear TV.
Caught Willem asleep on the deck, sir. I put him to.
Good show. Any more discipline needed?
None, sir. He got the message.
Excellent work. What can I do for you?
I've come asking a favor. Although it's not earned.
You know we don't do favors.
You're right. There would be payment of service.
Right, well, out with it.
This is my lord, Goldath Savroth of the clan Goldath.
Oh.
My liege, and his companions, Goldath Rolfrost, the paladin, and Goldath Aisa, our clan wizard.
I
The
don't
lucid.
think I could have done all this.
They also, no one, like, I don't know if you know her nickname or not, but her nickname is Yasa the Lucid.
Oh, no one said that.
As a joke.
I've been gone for a while. Yeah, just like the underhanded something.
Right. Well, for Dragonborn, they do like the Fae thing, where they take an insult and they remove the negative. So if like you have bad penmanship, they would say, "Oh, this guy of the great penmanship,"
Gotcha.
That kind of thing. So
short people are tall.
Yeah. So people gave her the lucid because she's so out of it all the time.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
So I introduced him. So it's like,
at the point where you said that he's a lord of the clan, he like wipes off the knife from his thing, puts it down, turns, and extends a hand to you. Because captain to noble, like you didn't know there was an equal walking in the room.
so humans grasp hands.
Yeah, are we familiar with this? I grab my sword.
Humans grasp hands. You have seen the gesture before, but have never probably experienced it. So, put your hand. He takes it firmly and shakes.
You give it a good, real hard.
He just gives you the juke and says, "Honored to have you here. He has been a fine addition to my crew, though I did have to whip him into shape."
Did you? I pipe in.
Oh, you're...
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I thought you were like dropping water out.
I also couldn't see what was happening off screen. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
My name is Anil Latoya. You killed my father.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, wrong intro.
My name is Zofras the Underhand.
Thanks for joining our channel, Raiders. We are starting a brand new campaign tonight, and they have decided to all go with Dragonborn in the Forgotten Realms world. Not only that, there's a priest and a paladin, so I'm about to send them on an epic quest in the name of Bahamut.
Right.
So, thank you for joining us. You're right at the onset of the beginning of the campaign. They are just trying to figure out how to set out.
Yeah.
So he does that, and then he steps back and he turns back to you to finish your...
So it comes to pass that my lord has received... It's a divine quest.
Divine message.
A divine message urging us to quest for the glory of our clan. Do we have to stop something?
Perhaps the very survival of your clan and all the clans.
Of our clan.
The survival of the Dragonborn themselves is the utmost importance, and unfortunately it would require us setting sail today. However, if it's any consolation, the portents also state that with the new day begins the new quest, and today is the first day of our new year. We would be bringing along with me 3 skilled, strong warriors and deckhands.
And where would you be having us go?
Now, the fineries of the quest would be my lord's decision.
Coromir.
Look, I'd love to help. And I'm in for it. If there's coin, if there's wealth to be made. But we are not heading north. The Yellow Knife has other obligations. You've seen our manifest. We're not headed there. But I'll help wherever I can. I can give you a name of a ship that you could probably convince to go to Coromir.
It wouldn't be my first choice, as I would always sail with you first, but anyone you speak for would be good enough for my lord and myself.
Well, if you can't convince them, if they're not to your liking, you can come back to me. But you better come back with more scales, referencing your money.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to put it so bluntly, but a ship doesn't A ship doesn't run on the divine.
You would refuse us. Do you not know that?
Apologies are not necessary, sir. Sorry to have wasted your time. I appreciate the offer.
See the second wind. She's berthed here, a merchant vessel from Westgate. You know, Westgate has a reputation as being one of the dirtiest, low-down, underhanded ports of all. Like, it is just a pirate city. It's a horrible place.
Sir, do you happen to know the captain's name?
Sutcliffe, I think. Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe.
Again, I appreciate your attention. If you'll allow us, we will take leave.
You know that we'll be here for a couple more days. If you really need to convince us, you know it'll do. You know what will do it.
Aye.
And the only way we'll sail out with an empty empty hold, is if our pockets are full.
Right, we'll turn and leave. Hopefully these guys follow suit. I know this guy's getting gruff suddenly. I did cut you off.
No, it seemed a bit insulting, but I guess it's not our clan's ship, and I think our clan could definitely understand the philosophy of needing coin to move.
True. I would apologize to my lord on the way out that I hope that what was said there wasn't offensive, that their ways are not our ways, and often a blunt hand is needed to get the point across.
And he's definitely learned how to speak to you. Like, you know, you've seen him use honeyed words and all kinds of, underhanded terminology. But when he spoke to you and your lords, he spoke straightly. Like, I can't sail without money.
Yeah.
And whether that's cargo in the hold or money in my pocket, one way or the other.
And I would probably say that to him on the way to go find the second wind, that his request wasn't unnatural or unusual even. That we might need to bribe these guys if we want to get a ship.
And he also says, or in a roundabout way, that the other option is to fill his hold with things that Cormier needs.
Are you aware of such needs? I'm
not a dock. I'm not someone from the dockyard.
We might be able to figure that out later.
Just saying, like, he's got plans to go south with a hold full of... He's already got a manifest. He's already got a destination. He's supposed to pick up things and go. But if you can give him something more to go to Cormier, he'd probably take that too.
Let's talk to the second one.
But that's going to be a much more complex solution. So... You want to stop at the second wind, see what their deal is?
You guys, I know where it is. We can go immediately if you'd like.
Before we get there, I just want to say, Zernex, I don't believe there were any offenses made by your captain there. I do have one question. Well, two, I guess. First off, what is this hand grasp?
Humans show good faith by grasping arms to show they're unarmed.
Oh, Ilyasa speaks up. In Cormier, they'll grab you by the wrist. Be ready for it.
And then I show them like 2 or 3 sailor
handshakes. Right. What's the other?
The second question is, do you know anything about this other ship, the Second Wind or Westgate?
Only of Westgate, and that it's more or less a lawless country. We might have more luck with them as they'll sail for less, but we might need to watch ourselves a little more on the deck.
We will bring our own law. What did the patriarch say about this? I know you went to...
Needless to say, not very fond of us leaving at a time like this. But I probably lucked out with Fagisa being in the room.
Oh, did she offer coins for
No, she just simply was preoccupying the patriarch's time with talks about coin that he really didn't want to be lectured about, but...
Well, I shall remain faithful.
I'll keep my faith. I guess that's all I got.
To the second wind of this vessel of lawless pirates, then. Bad omens indeed.
All right. So you head down to the dock, down to one of the piers, and you find the second wind, and you're surprised. The ship is... So you're in the inner sea, and the inner sea has to go through a lot of channels and a lot of rivers. So none of the vessels here are huge. You're not having galleys. You're not having massive ships in here. They're schooners and they're brigs. There's a couple other names for them, but they're small things that can go through river and channels when needed. A couple junk style as well.
Cool.
But this thing it's a schooner. It looks fast. It looks well kept.
Is it stowed for the storm as well?
It is being unstowed as you speak. It is hustle and bustle, and no one's talking, no one's slouching. The crew is at it, and this goes like ding 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 ding, like Westgate, from what you've heard, just a bunch of ne'er-do-wells and that, and you've put into port like once there, but you weren't allowed off the boat because you were kind of young, and it was your first foray out, so they didn't want you getting fleeced or killed.
What is this?
Right. So they kept you on the boat, but he talked about it at length, and you saw the other ships, and you saw the worth of the sailors there, missing teeth and tattoos and all this. That none of that is what you're seeing. The people are well groomed. They are snapping to. They are doing their stuff. They're well taken care of. As you approach, there's their watchman sees you and calls out.
He sees me or he sees me?
Sees.
They seize me.
Sees you. No, they see you coming down the pier, and with purpose towards them, or they're the only boat at that far end, and he calls out. And a man comes up who was working on the lines, steps up, and he's got his jacket, which, looking at the crew and looking at this, it's indicative of a captain. It's like the button-down captain pullover.
He looks like he's dressed like a captain.
Yes, but it's open, and he's working. So he's putting his hand in, and he comes in and he goes, "Yeah? What you want?" I want as these first interactions go and your first conversations, I want you two to both roll insights.
Fuck me. 8. Fuck you.
Oh. First time I am.
You're proficient.
Yeah.
And you only have a wisdom +1, so
right, so it's +3, so it was where'd it go?
Oh, but it's 18, sorry.
Okay, so
21. Okay. And you got a
8.
Okay. Wow, your luck is just carrying right over from last week. You want to get everyone killed.
Yeah.
Should have got better sleep last night.
I've bet.
That's true. So, good. All right, what you want?
Business with the captain.
Aye, the captain.
Oh, looking not like you won.
Our captain's supposed to look.
Good point. Business if you want it. Money, goods, workers.
We all full up, but you
all
got business.
You all full up of money?
Never full up of money.
Well, maybe we talk.
We talk. We talking right now.
Come up and talk.
So your insight. First off, you see the other people as you guys come up and the captain's talking. They all they're slowing down at their work and they're paying attention to what's going on, and they're standing in a way that's very what's going on.
Right.
Second off, these are soldiers.
Ah.
Every single one of them. This isn't a crew of sailors. This is a navy. These are navy folk. You've seen disciplined soldiers. You've seen how they act. You've seen how they step. These aren't
I know.
You walked into the Gray Sky Down. You saw sailors.
Yeah.
And you see what they look like. These aren't sailors. These are soldiers. They hold themselves like soldiers. They're acting like soldiers. They're paying attention like soldiers.
Do they have a flag?
Nope.
I should have rolled higher my insight.
Yeah, you could have seen something completely different, which would have been awesome.
Damn it.
But yeah, these guys are disciplined. They're not he just talked about what Westgate was, and you saw what sailors were. Those two things aren't meshing right now with what you're looking at.
Okay, they're
talking.
They're talking.
So,
okay.
Are we talking right now?
Where do you port of call?
Westgate or anywhere else that pay?
Yeah, where are you headed next?
Well, how much coin you got?
How much coin do we got?
Information or a change. Nothing free.
Can give you direction for some good trade. Maybe sack a few ship.
Well, we ain't out there. We sold you now. We're not pirates.
Well, maybe you make your own trade route on these same spot.
Well, where you have us head?
Cormir?
Cormir.
North.
He pauses at that. And why you want me going there?
My reason, my own. I'll pull out some papers that have the trade routes that I've got.
And he also just spouts out, I'm going to see my father, Tolan, the diviner, slayer of dragons, dead already. And he looks down and goes, why don't you all come on board?
Why don't we just start with that?
Yeah.
Why don't we just talk to us?
So you go in, flash of a gold coin. Pirates, not pirates.
Yeah,
Swipey,
right.
no swipers. So you walk in and he takes you into the galley of the schooner and he sits you all down. He goes, all right, what's really going on here?
Oh, he changes his voice.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Buttons up his captain's
Well,
attire.
I'll skinny to him what I told Captain Zane and introduce them as who they are.
And why would you be having port in Cormir? Skinny.
He's
Oh, you put up your hand? So he looks down and like and shakes your hand. He goes,
Excellent.
sorry for the duplicitous nature of our introduction. I know it's not your nature.
It's fun to practice my little common.
I am Captain Matthias Sutcliffe. We are not from Westgate, though we have reason to not tell people where we are from. So I just need one last question answered. Why would you put port into Cormir?
Well, first, we're obliged to meet. Secondly, received a message, more or less. Damn, I gotta say these numbers. Received a message that requires me and my friends here to go to Cormir. This one, as she said, needs to visit her father. Also,
Tolan the Seeker. And she goes, yep, taught me everything I know, except for I know nothing of divination. Not something he could pass on, not in the blood. Well,
You didn't really answer the question. I got a letter. He tells me I got to go there.
if you're off to seek Tolan, then there's no reason you cannot berth with us, as we are Cormirian. Our ship sets sail to gather information and supplies needed during the wartime, and the cover of a Westgate ship helps us move around and get in and out.
You did seem a bit more disciplined for a place of lawlessness.
You notice that. Very few actually take note. Strange.
Do they all, are they tattooed and stuff? Am I noticing now? I'm like, oh, damn it, I should have got
Nope,
that.
they're all like,
away.
they're all clean shaven, like rock jawed, dark haired, like they're soldiers, every single one of them.
Now we
This
know
is
why
a
the
navy.
shoulders are back. It's like my favorite soldier is like,
Yeah. So, are you kind of like, are you like, I guess we can't really communicate without Lynn's secret. Unless, do we have a secret dragon tongue? Like, do
You
we,
have to. You speak
Yeah,
Dragonborn.
speak
You
they
speak.
do have their own
So
language.
they have two. You know Draconic, in two ways. You know Pure Draconic, and you know Timanther Draconic, or Thymeri Draconic. So there's a dialect that the Dragonborn speak that is a little bit different than what dragons speak. It's not enough that you could really get away with talking in front of a dragon without being, without them catching the drift. But you have two languages. You could speak Pure Draconic, the real old language, or your own dialect of it.
I'll speak the old language. To say, and I pardon this own duplicity, that what's Savath? Are we being reserved in
about
our...
a book?
Huh?
You asked me about a book? A goddamn book?
No books. I burned them all. Yeah. Are we being reserved in our announcement of a holy quest?
I think it is best suited for now to do so.
As you will.
I'll say as a side too in Draconic
Yeah.
remember, I'm here too. Remember that the last captain denied our passage because of our quest's origin. Sailors don't sail for religious reasons.
Well,
or for faith reasons.
You
of faith.
call an angry swashbuckler. A pirate. Pirate.
boo.
Thanks, Caden.
Oh, was that from the...
That's from the chat. You just got booed by Robert. Boo this man!
Speak from a heart of truth.
All right. So it says, says, I will, much will be expected of you, and I would also ask how you intend to get past any unforeseen circumstances, such as the Untherite privateers that set upon any boat trying to take cargo or personage from Tyrmanther.
I can assure you that my compatriots are fast learners, and I'm very much versed in the ways of the sea. As far as privateers are concerned, we are great fighters.
Yeah, what do you mean? What else would we do? We'll smash them with a... yeah.
What he said.
I'll
fight him. Fight me, come at me, bro.
Let me at him!
Come at me, pirate.
Is that a good enough answer for you from them?
Just fine. I mean.
All right. All right. Well, as you saw, preparations were underway.
I'll probably just get up and go start helping.
Once you show aptitude on the deck, he asks, first off, he notes Bosan. Mm-hmm. Can you follow your companions in line?
Can.
What did he say?
Right. So I'd basically assign them something tertiary, like tying ropes, mopping,
coiling rope,
just pulling rigging, that kind of stuff.
Hold this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just don't let it move.
This is the shape. Do that.
And he also goes over to the midden mast and sits down on the little perch there, pulls out her dulcimer, and starts kind of like strumming, almost like a shanty tempo.
I'll give her the shanty.
Yeah.
I dream a dream. Here's his words. I get that.
These are spies, though, so while I'm holding things, I'm going to stay close to the
Lord.
Yeah.
The Lord and Savior. Your Lord and Savior.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, really.
Yeah. All right. So, it isn't long before the ship is ready to go, and we're going to push off. We're going to head north. We have to pass through a channel. It'll take us 5 days to reach Sharkwall, and depending on the temperament of the Sahagin, is how soon we can get through there.
Sharp or shark?
Shark.
Ugh.
The shark wall.
Shark wall.
So, you know about this.
Yeah.
There's a whole, under the water, there's a whole other thing going on. There's creatures and people and things down there that live and do all their own thing. So there was so much problem with mermen, essentially, like the creature from the Black Lagoon looking guys. They're a race down there. They just raid coasts and all kinds of crap. And they always came from one area. So in this one channel, like one of the bottlenecks of the Sea of Fallen Stars, they literally built a 100-foot wall underwater that ships can pass over, but it stops armies from just swimming right through. And again, he's saying, like, depending on tides, depending on the temperament, depending on like how the Sahagin are, like, we may have to stop there and hide or wait for whatever is going on down there to quell, or we may be able to just sail right over it like it was nothing. Then it's another 10 days to Cormyr. So all in all, this journey is 15 days optimal conditions. That's, as a sailor, 15 days is just as likely to turn into 30. So
I'm not sharing that with my friends.
But 5 days to the Shark Wall is what he says. You set out.
I was about to say, let's go. I'm not the captain. Let's go. Oh wait, I'm not.
Who paid for the kingdoms? The ports all along that little channel. All, I think, got together to support it and man it somehow. I don't know who the.
Well, I mean, if there's still a top layer, you would have to have somebody there just to make sure that the top layer is not breached.
Well, there's people, and I don't know if it's sea elves. I don't know if it's what other underwater kingdom is down there that fights them when they come.
Let's go find out.
Right. I am just, this is just kind of a cursory, like a little cool landmark type of thing for the group. There's apparently an entire novel series based off of the Sahagin.
Really?
And
in the Sea of Fallen Stars?
In the Sea of Fallen Stars and the Shark Wall and all this stuff. So
I'm going to have to check that out. I want to ask Savroth, do you think there's any connection between these storms and the dragon turtle that watches over us?
No.
That coast.
Have you read a book about it?
I wouldn't think so. He's not asking me about a book.
No, not a book.
They do, give blessing and beseech that they don't get smashed to bits by the creature that protects your ports. And they hope that having one such as yourself on board will spare them such fate.
Oh, good. We don't really talk much with this dragon show at all, do we?
You don't.
Right.
Maybe someone does.
Right. The Great Dragon Turtle. You probably know more about this thing than anyone.
There is a massive, giant dragon turtle that protects your bays. And it absolutely destroyed the entire Untherite Navy when they came to conquer you, and has been protecting your guys ever since. So somehow it knows between boats that are supposed to be there and boats that are Untherite to smash them. So
his name's Gerald.
I was gonna go with Merle.
Not a sin.
What is it?
Not a sin.
Oh, not a sin. That's Draconic for Jerry.
So you head out north to the bay. It's a gray, drizzly day out there. Like, this is the morning of Shield Meet, the leap year day. It's the day that's not there, but it's also the day to renew. New beginnings start tomorrow because it's the first of the calendar year. But this day is definitely a day that you're just like, it's weird. You're gone. You're leaving your port, your home, your fortress that you've been holed up in for the last 15 years just disappears almost immediately, pulling out into the gray swirl of the fog and the mist. And there's nothing in front of you. Like, you don't know how these people are sailing. No, you do, but these don't. They're sailing through water that you can't see anything in. Like, you don't see horizon, you don't see other land. It's just gray all around, drizzly ocean for as far as the eye can see. And, well, north you go, you hope. You two hope. Or you three. Yasa doesn't worry about much. The crew is professional. They do what they're supposed to. They run in their shifts. They talk amongst themselves during downtime. They definitely are not chumming up to you guys. The fact that there's a group of Dragonborn. They're not shying away from you or treating you like bad. It's just there's someone else on board, and these guys are kind of they've been playing a desperate game for the past decade that they've been sailing because during the war they were a vessel that got in and out of blockades and had to deal with Netherese and all these other elements that were wanting to destroy Cormyr. So,
as a sign of good faith, I would still pay the captain the price I promised him and show him my trade route charts that I've made.
Okay. He will turn down your coin. He says, thank you, but this won't be necessary. These charts themselves, these are exploratory charts. Does your former captain know that you're sharing these?
He does.
What good thing you are on a holy quest for your class.
Yeah, right.
You want some more water?
No, I'm good. But at the time, I know he doesn't see it, but at the time I promised that I would. That's what I would pay him, kind of in a moment of desperation.
And he's like, Captain Zane, is it?
It is.
It's like, well,
if he says he knows you well.
He knows me.
Ship, yeah.
He knew the ship. It's like he knows me, and I'll make sure to pay him back in kind for these.
That doesn't sound like an underhanded comment, does it?
No.
Okay.
The one thing you know about Cormyr, and as I said, like you've put into port in there like once or twice, but they're very, very much resonant with you. They're about honor. They're about standing up. Like the fact that you're dealing with spies from Cormyr, it's weird.
I just meant that like he says, I'll pay him back in kind. I mean, like you're not
no.
You're not gonna fuck his trade route up.
Right. He's like, nope. Next time I see him, I'll make sure, like, I take care of him for what you were giving me.
Gotcha.
These are also humans, right?
These are all human. Yeah.
And Untherites are human, aren't they?
Untherites are like 100% human. They are very, very racist against demi-humans.
And these are not Untherites.
These are not. These are Cormyr. Actually, there are probably a couple half-elves, but you can't tell the difference. The only other person, well, there's several. There's the Bosons and all that. The only other one you talk to, and the one that once you give the charts over, you meet, is Vivia Coalfield. She is the navigator of the ship, and she also seems to be their spy master. So he is actually a captain of the Navy, but she seems to actually be the brains behind what the ship does and the orders it's given and all that. She's part of the Cormyrian intelligence gathering community.
After giving some reserved compliment on the Dulcin, I want to ask Yasa, does she know about these Cormyran spies? Is this... She's our Cormyr guide. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I've never seen them before in my life, which is good because they're spies.
I suppose that does speak well of their ability.
Now, my father did come to me, though I have been to Cormyr for my graduation.
Your father, this Tolan, dragons say, you say, but no more?
Huh. I guess no more.
You guess.
And they weren't alive to begin with, so I don't know if it counts.
He slays the dead.
He does.
Well,
He did, at least.
How long has it been since you've seen your father?
Oh, well. 10 years.
Well, that's long. We don't live that very long, do we?
You lived to 80.
Oh, okay. Yeah, still take it.
I don't like it. I might ignore that. I like the dragons to have longevity.
Oh,
but
okay. Cool, yeah. I like to be immortal. Alright. Don't kill me, please.
Oh, yeah.
TPK, I still have it up.
Is
it's there.
Still on there?
I'm not going to flash it.
So
It's going to be for real. Like,
any moment's notice.
Any moment's notice, I can flash it. TPK.
Made short work of this last week.
With an hour to spare.
Yeah. It's a good session.
Good session, guys. So you guys head out into the ocean, into the gray. You get to a channel. It is pretty much a really wide river that this boat, it slows down, rigging comes down. They pull out some pretty long poles just to be sure. They've got some guides in the front, making sure there's no rocks, that the tide isn't down enough that you're going to scrape bottom, and to keep eye on the coasts on each side. When any, like, you do pass another vessel, like someone calls out, like another vessel coming, and the captain says to you, like, don't know who this vessel is, you may want to stow yourselves unless you're looking for a fight.
So I'll tell you guys to get down below.
Mm.
You don't have to listen to me.
You don't want to, like, the one thing about it is you're going to get Cormyrean crew injured and killed and their ship damaged.
I don't want to put the Savroth in any undue danger, foolish danger.
What's up, boys? What's up, Ozzy? What's going on? Welcome aboard.
Go below the deck.
So you go below decks, and it's just another merchant vessel plying its trade through the area, and you find, as you go, there's some protocol for who pulls off to the side and who goes through, as this channel's pretty small and your ship is pretty big. So, there's some decorum or some procedure of who's the one that pulls up to shore and lets the other pass, and who, waits type thing. And it happens a couple times through this channel. You run into other vessels and you go below decks just to see it's a merchant vessel or this and that going through. Though they are pretty tense. Out here on the ocean, anyone can be someone just ready to raid or pirate your vessels. But after the channel, you open back up into the ocean. It is getting dark. They set their night shift up, and just 4 more days. After tonight, 4 more days till Sharkwall. You spend your first night at sea, and for a lot of you, this isn't a pleasant experience.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got his sea legs, so let's make some constitution checks all around.
I was going to say that earlier. How's everybody feeling?
As your first day, Ayasa is fine.
Oh no,
I'm not feeling great.
the prince is
You
unwell.
have the Constitution bonus? It's still 6.
something-
It's a 12 plus 3 for. Oh wait, I think is this a saving?
It is a con save, yeah.
Oh, okay, then lots.
So, plus your proficiency.
Yeah, so 5 onto 12, 17.
Yeah, you're fine. You're not happy. You're wheezy. You're nauseous. You can't the last thing you want to do is eat. You have a lot of trouble sleeping in this, and they gave you a stateroom since you're nobility, but Xerinax actually suggests going down with the crew and sleeping in one of the slings because it moves with the water and it might help you a little bit better.
Or we could rig him a sling in the room so he doesn't have to go down and get stabbed in the night.
I like that
Cormyrean
idea.
spies.
That's a good idea.
I'm okay with that idea, and I think Rofrus would have my back on that one.
All right, so you rig up a sling in the room. I mean, the room's already got the posts for it, so you just
Fine,
forget
a
up in there.
noble swing.
You feel like a
Made
child
from the Cape of
swaddled, but it does help a little, and you get some sleep. In the morning, you're up bright and early. Everyone else has a hard time with time because there's no sun coming through windows or anything like that. So you're relying on your natural
I would probably
clock.
wake them up because they're my responsibility on this boat right now. So I'd get them up with the time, even if they're tired. I don't care.
So you get woken up and go about the day. Are you wearing your armor on deck?
Yeah, because I don't know better.
Right.
I was just about to say.
It makes sense that you would do that.
Yeah.
Yasa seems fine, though it would be hard. You'd be hard pressed to tell if she was sick.
Right.
She's so weird.
Yeah, she does seem odd.
So almost like an hour after dawn, the skies have cleared up a bit. Some nice wind has come through. You're sailing pretty fast. It's cleared out the clouds. You can see to the edge of the horizon. You can see a couple rocks of land here and there. Islands probably out in the middle of the inner sea. And that's when a call comes down. A ship has been spotted. About a minute after the ship's spotted, you hear the call that it is on an intercept course.
And this has happened several times? Or wait,
No.
intercept course.
Yeah.
That's
The
different.
So
the call
they,
comes down a
yeah,
couple times
the call
as
says,
they
"I found a
update.
we saw a ship. and then it's coming at us.
Mm.
So specifically, this ship was spotted. It probably spotted you, and now it seems to have changed course and is coming at you. As a person that's, once you see a ship, especially the open sail, you'd call down to make sure, like, okay, it's still on course, going somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is almost immediate. It changed course to come at you.
Okay. So you have flags.
They still can't see yet, but the captain gets on deck, pulls out his spyglass for the spy. Says,
It says spy on it.
It says spy. And he calls back to you, like, no identification yet, but there's a good chance that this is Untherite privateers. They're going to want to board and inspect.
Inspect? Do they have that? We are in there.
It's not so much anything about authority. It's if we don't, they will attack us. Generally, we don't have a problem with it until they try to strong arm us from the coin, and then it gets a little bit tense. But the moment they sense any Dragonborn or Dragonborn business upon this boat, they will set upon us.
Do you usually invite them onto your ship to do these inspections?
It's not an invite. It's a.
What did you say they were?
Untherite privateers. So they are a vessel that is basically paid, whether they are actually Untherite or not, they are paid by the Unther government or kingdom to find anything that's coming from Tirmanther and confiscate, destroy, kill, whatever. They get paid bounty. There's a bounty on you guys' head from Unther. So these guys want to collect.
So let's go down and see if we can't hide.
Hide? What sort of defenses does this ship possess?
The people
Have you ever
upon
fought a
it.
sea battle?
No.
Yeah.
Well, then you're not much use in a sea battle. Let's go downstairs and try to hide.
Yeah,
first.
there's no cannons. This is not.
No cannons.
This is a fantasy
I was
realm.
getting really excited.
There's no gunpowder or anything like that. So the defenses are what you have on your vessel and what they have on their vessel, and who knows what it is. And if worse comes to worse, like, they just have to claim something. So they will light your boat on fire and let it burn and sink and just get the flag or whatever they need to go claim. So
I try to skinny that more and more to Rofrost that, like, we need to go.
It's trip off and swim. Swim to it.
In my
Ship ahoy! Yeah,
I was like, I would
why is
directly
this so
tell.
difficult?
Sorry, Manny, I actually hit you. Xernox at this point, do what you gotta do to
Well, we need to get
hide
ourselves
us
down.
from sight.
Yeah, so
whatever.
do I need to
You
roll
would know
a
boats
Yes.
better than
deception? Is that what it would be?
yeah. Let's do a deception. However you want to hide these people on the ship.
I mean,
So
would it be stealth or would it be deception?
which is higher for you?
Stealth, obviously.
Can I?
It really seems like it'd be because you're trying to you're not trying to stay out of sight yourself and use shadows. You're going to try to do something that hides people. So it really is deception is a personal thing. Roll stealth. It's trying to get things out of sight. So let's just do that.
Then it would have been 16.
What didn't you say you were going to buy new dice?
I did. It's ordered. I didn't get it in time, so it's not here yet.
All right.
I want to get some of those dice too for that site. They look sick.
What'd you say?
I got some copper dice coming because I'm copper dragon.
Oh.
And they got bronze.
I have some, like, I think they're that shiny.
I was just gonna grab one of these because they're kind of.
You can. These are the ones that killed you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
This D20's been doing me all right so far.
Mine have been terrible. This chocolate one's not helping me very much either.
Hematite or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I have some of those.
I love
dice.
that stuff.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
So it's a 16 is what I rolled for.
16. All right. So, is there a specific place you're hiding? Like,
I
are you
would
just gonna
say,
try to hide
How
against
big
cargo?
are we? How big are we?
You're probably not less than 6 foot. 6 foot to 6'5".
So barrels are kind of out of the question. I mean, we can hide ourselves in some barrels. I mean, we can probably squeeze in a little bit.
Make a little barrel for it.
A little
barrel for
bit.
it, but
like he's in armor and he's got just to explain.
Yeah.
He's got a two-handed sword on his back and a two-handed hammer maul that he carries.
So where would tell me the shape of the ship underneath? So we've got up in the front, is that where the cargo is? And then the crew quarters and then the staterooms?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to go into the nose of it where the cargo is, pull things out, get behind it, pull them back in so that we're buried as deep into the cargo as we can get.
All right.
We're too big.
No, I understand. We've had to do similar things out on the land conflicts.
As you're down there,
Take offense to that sea conflict comment.
one of the as you're down there moving cargo, you got some of the crew members. They're moving it for you as well. Helping you out. Someone comes down. Yep, privateer ship, big old ballista with a winch. Not something we want to try to run from. So their ship, mid-decks, they have a ballista on a swivel that smashes into a ship.
The winch means it can turn.
Well, no, the winch is to pull you. It has a rope attached to the.
Oh!
So they can pull you in.
Get over here!
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. But more like a jeep.
Yeah.
So, no sense, we're fast, but they're smaller. They'd probably catch us, especially with that, if they're any good of a shot. Alright, so you have hidden with a 16.
Hello, my lord. Welcome to the hidey hole of the ship.
I put us as far into the nose underneath the cargo as we could get. So the crew helped us pack ourselves in, so we're hidden. But it's not, there's not a whole lot of spot inside. If they really, really look, they're
Hopefully also
shuts her mouth.
Yeah, she sits down, she's quiet.
participated.
Oh, yeah. She's not one to...
I'm going to wander around.
Yeah.
Not one to raise alarm.
She puts an alarm on, just in case they get close.
That's not nothing.
So
It's a mental alarm, isn't it?
Yeah.
it can be. It can either be sound so everyone hears, or it's just the person that cast it.
That's cool stuff.
I love it. I love it because you can take it and just you're doing it at night when you're resting anyway. So just cast it as a ritual.
Yeah.
You don't have to take it as prepared.
Yeah.
So, all right. You want to pick a die that I'm gonna roll?
Green one.
Okay, green. By the way, I've got this huge ass D20 that I love to roll for cool stuff. We had a wild sorcerer in the last game. I love to roll it for that. It never came up a 1.
Or sometimes when he rolls really well on his NPC attack, that's the damage. Shit like that. Not even that, but yeah.
All right.
It's always a punishing dice.
The ship, you can feel that the ship has slowed. There's some weird listing, so there's obviously some throw lines that have been tossed over, and the two ships are now bound together. You hear the bump every once in a while of them on the sea, and the talking of the crew and things like that. Nothing, you can't hear everything that's going on. You can't hear what's being said, but it's kind of obvious from the tone of everything that nothing is alarmed yet. So, someone comes down into the cargo hold. There's at least 3 or 4 of them. They've got torches, and they're waving things over. You hear one of the crew try to cover for you. And it's like, hey, we have some blasting powder in here, so... And we have some flammables. Be careful.
You just said no cannons.
Blasting powder isn't enough to shoot cannons. Maybe it's just enough to shoot fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
We have flammables down here. Be careful. Burn down the ship. They don't want that to happen. All right, here we go.
Someone call out, burn down the ship.
Someone did. Ozzy.
Oh,
total party kill again.
Yeah.
The ship catches fire and you drown. Like, damn it.
Obviously not yours. They want to see that big red sign come up.
Yeah.
Last game, when I accidentally killed everyone, I put a big red all over their window. TPK. So that's what these people want. They want that to light up again.
All right.
Stick for 3 pretty kids.
All right, here we go. Green die to see if they spot you.
At a negative 13 because I rolled
Okay. They rolled a 19. So
Here we go.
So they're going through, torches are being this and that. And torchlight comes through between 2 barrels and a crate, and one of them's like, "Oi, is that bronze back there? Is that a coin or something? And he kind of pushes something aside. You hear the crew like start kind of stepping back. The Cormyrean crew. There's a definite shift in the boot steps of the Cormyrean crew. You hear them getting ready for something, and
no thaumaturgy to dim his torchlight real quick.
If you want.
I was going to say at the same time I could do prestidigitation to create what looks like smoke, a little bit of sparking, like he's set the blasting powder on accident.
All right.
Oh, that's cool.
Shit. Natural 20 on the save. Like, holy crap. Okay, so
All we do is draw more attention to ourselves.
right. So the moment like the firelight dims and you make an illusion like something's on fire, and the guy like, whoa, magic, magic's afoot.
Actually, so I just saw I've never been a caster in D&D before, so I just spent prestidigitation.
You have not. It is free to cast forever.
Cantrip.
Cantrip's free to cast anytime you want.
It's not a spell. That's
Yeah.
right. Gotcha. Cool.
Magic's afoot. Magic's afoot. It looks like he's about to he's alarmed himself right now, but he's about to call alarm to everyone.
Sleep.
You guys have kind of like one last round of surprise, one last thing you can do, but you're at disadvantage for a lot of things because you're walled in behind a bunch of crates and stuff. But you do have a sleep spell, and all it requires is an area.
Yep.
I thought you were messing around.
So I mean, how
He actually has that spell.
So how far? I don't want to put my crew to sleep either, or us.
So here's how sleep works. Think about a cloud. Like you're gonna anything you can see, anywhere you can see, and there isn't a whole lot of great angles.
Yeah.
But you can call a point in that range, anywhere you can see, and that cloud emits from there. And as it hits people, you roll a hit point pool like damage. You just roll this big old thing of damage, and it hits someone. The first person it hits, their total hit points that they have currently come off that pool, and if it puts them to sleep, if it's enough to overtake them, they go to sleep. Then the cloud continues, and it hits the next, and hits the next, and hits the next. So if you put some of your crew to sleep, if you angle it right, because you heard them move back.
Yeah.
If you angle it right, you'll know that you'll hit all of them first.
That's what I'm trying to do, is try to aim it at that guy first.
So like you're putting it like up above the crates, so it comes down right where you know the crew is, and hopefully hits your crew, though you're not so certain. All right, so roll your...
It's 5d8, I think.
Whatever it says on sleep.
Sleep. Sleep. I guess it would be here where sleep is.
Does the card say it?
Oh, yeah. So when you cast a spell, using a spell slot of second level or higher, roll an additional... Oh, no.
Go up.
Roll 5d8. Yeah.
5d8.
First time he's had spells, guys. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
he is absolutely brand new to casting. He's only ever played a rogue before, and this is his second D&D game ever.
Cool.
This is actually the second D&D game ever, really, for the two of these people.
4, 5, 10, 18, 22.
22. Okay.
Of course, the stupid red dice are the highest.
So the guy's like, "There be magic. There be magic." Yeah.
Yay!
You hear another thump. What does everyone else do?
Another thump?
Yeah, you hear two thumps.
As in two bodies falling to the ground.
That's what you think.
There's barrels in front of us and stuff like that.
There
We haven't been caught yet. I'm just gonna...
It's like, if you... At the end of your surprise round, they're probably going to yell out. So, like, I'm not, this is a surprise. Like, you got one surprise round, you try to do your tricks and all that, they caught on to you. You got one round to do something, and then all hell's going to break loose.
How are they positioned?
You don't know. You can't see.
I don't know. Okay.
You can try to angle yourself to see if you're trying to cast a spell at them.
I was thinking about using like a little line of lightning just to
Okay.
But I don't know if there's another crew there. I'm feeling like I'm going to smash through these barrels and stuff.
You're just going to try to push your way out.
Yeah.
Now, that's going to make a lot of noise. And so, so with the lightning, I'm saying. But,
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. It's either that, if you can't stop them, then you might as well try to get out there or put something on you to prepare.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm going to cast. Okay. I'm gonna start moving these barrels around, and as I'm getting this stuff out of the way, I'm gonna use my bonus action to give a little prayer to the Platinum Lord and give Shield of Faith on Savroth. Praying for him to get the fuck ready to this.
So Shield of Faith, so you got +2 to your AC, right?
Yeah. And it's going to last 10 minutes as long as I concentrate. Up to 10 minutes concentration. And that is one spell slot for me.
All right.
I use Thaumaturgy again.
You can.
And let's try to make... So we can't see, well, maybe he can see now, but we can't see how many of them are there, right?
You know that there was 4 that came down here.
Okay.
So by the count, there's 2 of the Cormyreans in here, and 4 of the Untherites, the privateers.
There were 3 of those guys.
4 privateers.
Yeah.
To try to get out. So 4 privateers, 2 Cormyreans. You heard 2 thumps.
Let's just say 2. Because there's still other cargo in here,
right,
besides what we're hiding behind, right? Like on the sides, even.
Yep.
Behind the sides of some other barrel or some craft, whatever it is, just sounds and whispers.
Okay, trying to distract them off of that.
Just
all right.
Distract them from our position. Hopefully, Shield of Faith isn't too bright. It's giving away our position.
Yeah, it probably is a glowing shield.
A shimmering field appears and surrounds you.
So where they already saw, someone already saw something, light comes. Now you're putting whispers somewhere else. Is Thaumaturgy, it's an action. Okay. If you want to do anything with your bonus action, I don't really think there's much you have.
I kind of do, but I don't want to do.
You can't, so... The only thing... Spells are weird. If you cast a spell as a bonus action, you can also cast a cantrip that's an action.
But not a first, second, third.
Right. It's a weird thing. You can't do it the other way around, though.
How noisy is this?
I mean, it's making noise. What is she gonna do?
Also, at least you used Prestidigitation right off the bat.
It's a good spell.
I never found a purpose for that damn spell.
It was good plan. My dice just still are in kill the party mode, apparently.
He rolled a 19 against our hide, and then he rolled a 20 against Prestidigitation.
And Thaumaturgy, I dimmed the guy's torch.
And he's like, I don't give no fucks.
You made it seem like it lit something else on fire. He's like, nope.
So she is going to try to spot one of the 2 remaining folk. She's going to try to spot whoever's remaining. It's disadvantaged to look through the crates, though. So,
even if I'm part of them?
Yeah, because you're not. It's not getting there yet, and she has to look around you as well. Yeah, she does not spot anyone. So instead, she casts mage armor on herself, and her mage armor is. It's very shimmery. Pretty much all of her scales that are showing start reflecting Like,
Just picturing all those beams of light cracking through the barrels.
While your
She's
chief is
fucking
like,
glowing.
what
Yeah.
are you doing?
she is like
Armoring up.
gold glitter void out. Like, think of that picture I showed, like how all of that kaleidoscope thing is going on. It's like all of her scales refract every bit of light in a kaleidoscope.
I like it. They found us.
Yeah, they found it. So the two that are left is like calling out, "Oi! Stowaways! Magic!" One of them tosses the torch back here.
Does it?
Yep, it just hits the ground, and if left, it'll start burning the ship. The other turns to run, but provokes 2 attacks of opportunity from the Cormyrians who are waiting. Wow. Cormyrians are badass, or my dice are just in kill the party mode.
Here, roll these red dice that don't work very well.
Wrong. So one guy threw the torch, the other guy turns and runs. The guy that turns and runs gets dropped. Just the 2 guys pull out their scimitars and cut him down on the way out. But there's one guy yelling his brains out, and he just threw a torch back. Where you guys are. The other 2 guys are sleeping. Yeah, the other 2 guys are sleeping. Yep.
How loud is the verbal components of these spells?
Not very.
Okay.
I mean, generally you speak at room voice, but you can whisper.
Yeah.
Really
Okay.
needed to. All right. This is round 1. So, me. One's dead.
Unless you had that wild magic roll where you had to yell for the next minute.
Right. I have to shout. Let me get
I cast magic missile.
So initiatives all around. Let me get the new party composition. We got that, and that, and that, and that.
Boy, howdy. You know,
Hey, you got plus to your initiative, though.
Yeah, like 30.
Severoth.
More than, say, me. I'm at a 0 this game.
probably
We're
good.
all
all
gonna go
these.
last. We're all gonna go last.
Hey, 15.
So Severoth got a 15. Zernex
6.
6. Wow.
That's with my initiative bonus.
Rofrus.
7.
Wow. Holy crap, guys.
We're stuck in barrels and
Yeah, that is true, but you didn't need to disadvantage yourself even more.
stuff.
Yeah. Ayasa got a 14.
Good for her.
Fine. I'm going to roll these dice that killed you last time. 12 for the bandits. So the pirates. Privateers.
I just want to see what they do first before we attack them.
Yeah.
All right. So-
Maybe they didn't see us yet. No,
Severoth. Oh, I'll roll for the Cormyrians as well. They got a 10.
What did the lights do? Or the
They got a 12.
right back before we start this.
So at this point, can I see this one guy who's still up?
You need to roll perception. As he's been pushing crates out the way.
what's happening?
That's a 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sucking the luck out of the room.
You needed a 12. You just needed a 12.
so I can't.
Don't you have a really high wisdom?
It's +4.
I do.
It's just really low rolls.
I rolled a 6.
Alright. So, no. You cannot see them.
I can't see him.
There was a torch about to burn the place down.
Let's stomp that out.
Okay.
Roll for stomp.
I was like, yeah, what do I need to do? Yeah. I'm not sure if I can deal with thaumaturgy. I will if I can.
You can cause flames to flicker, brighten, dim, or change color. Nope. It's prestidigitation that can put out flames. Turn on and put out. You can wait for one of them to go, but it's an action if you're going to let them do it. I mean, she'll do it, but you want to stomp it out?
Yeah, let's stomp it out.
Alright.
And
Just make a...
Oh.
Not, thaumaturgy doesn't do it. Prestidigitation. Thaumaturgy can change a fire. Prestidigitation can light it or snuff it. What'd you get?
Fuzzy in your eye there.
Oh, you didn't tell me what
yeah,
to roll yet. I was just trying to
roll
decide which stat I wanted to use. Nature?
No, I mean, it's just going to be a straight like dex roll or strength roll.
Survival
sure,
for
why
stomping
not?
out of fire.
Survival's wisdom though. Now it's going to be strength or dex.
Is this for stomping out of fire?
Yeah.
Nice try with the survival.
Yeah.
I would have bought it.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Smokey would agree.
So you want to do Dex?
Do strength. It's better for you.
Just
Yeah,
stomping
Dex
out of
is
fire.
terrible.
Your survival. 16.
Is that a 1?
No. It's a 16.
All right.
There's a one and
You
another
stomp out
number.
the torch.
There's a 1 in there. But...
You stomp out the torch.
It's a free action. You put out your shoe.
Da. We've slain our first foe.
We defeated the torch.
14. Iyasa goes. She's going to try to...
Hold on. Son of a bitch. That's fantastic.
7, 8. She also fails to spot, since you have now, like, you've buried yourself pretty damn deep in this.
Oh my gosh.
We're deep in there, boys.
Anyway.
That's greasy.
There's really only one guy. we can't even get to him right now.
That means they can't get to us either.
There's 2 asleep, and there's 1.
There's 2 guys running away, right?
One of them got
One got chopped down by the Cormyreans.
Oh, that's right.
These are our enemies, though. These are
Well, they're at least paid by your enemies.
close
So
enough.
yeah, they're
vassals.
perfectly fine killing Dragonborn,
Yeah.
or anyone that deals with them, for money. So that's a bad thing.
We're not making a good first impression on these Cormyreans, that's for sure.
Oh, we ain't talking our way out of it. Oh,
We're
we
blaming on
would
being
hope to,
hidden. We're about being out front.
Yep. Ayasa's going to levitate you.
Me?
Yep. So you are now above all the crates and everything, and have a clear view of the entire hold.
Excellent. At first I was like, why? Oh,
Oh, hey!
Why are you doing? Oh.
So you see the guy down there. He's watching you, but he's turned to face the 2 Cormyreans, so his back is to you.
Is it my turn?
It
No,
is.
I go last. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys go damn last. It's
That dude's turn.
It is that dude's turn.
That dude.
He pulls out his.
Jerry.
Okay.
He pulls out his scimitar and attacks the Cormyreans and hits. And slightly wounds one of them. The 2 Cormyreans try to return the favor. 1 hits and slightly wounds him back. So now it is Rorfros.
All right. Now, how long is this going to take me to?
You can, like, now that all the alarms and all that kind of stuff out, it's just going to take a bonus action, your bonus action, and a successful strength check to bust through.
Be like,
Would athletics apply to that sort of thing?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Now we fight. Boom. Oh.
You're like, now
Sorry,
we're kinda
9.
fighting
Well,
stuff.
plus 6. So 9 plus 6 is
That's a
15.
six.
15, yeah.
That's a 6.
Then 12.
Well, that's a 6?
Yeah.
Oh, 12.
12 is still fine.
Okay.
It's not taking your bonus action. It's taking your move. So
Okay.
it's just difficult terrain and your strength.
Okay.
So yeah, you push right through it. You move your half distance, but that can put you right behind the privateer.
Oh, yeah? I'm just gonna boom! That maul. Turn and face me. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh,
I don't have my sea legs yet.
You
oh
have your
my God,
sea
you
legs.
guys! New dice all around. What are you doing to me? All right.
I'm on difficult terrain.
And you are pushing through difficult terrain on your sea legs, all that kind of fun stuff. So you like push off, face me, but pushing through and running through the curved nose of the ship while it's moving, you just have that I'm going down, and you like hit your knee and just swing your hammer wide, and it's like way off balance for you. So you're pretty open up, and this guy's like looking back, like just looking at you. So if he attacks you this round or before you go next, he's going to get advantage.
Okay. I give
As
him a
you're
mean
just-
face.
Like you're on your knee,
Yeah.
arm out, just like, kill me.
That looked vicious.
You look vicious. So,
Yeah.
You throw up.
so all right, you are surprised, like no warning, no nothing. Ayasa just lifted you up into the air, and you're like, "What's going on?" Oh,
Arrow to the back.
off you go. It's not going well.
This is a yellow one.
It's not going well. Take one of mine.
That was good.
22.
Yeah, 22
Jesus
hits.
Christ, thank
Look,
God.
it's coppery too.
Yeah.
Plus your sneak attack. 2d6. Might be 3d6 at this level. I don't know what it says. It should say under your attacks stuff on the left side. It should.
On the left side?
Sorry, the right side.
Right side attack. Doesn't say anything about breath
Uh,
weapon, spitfire. I got my
action.
Action.
That's kind of silvery, right?
unarmed strike, action cast by breath weapon,
Other?
bonus action, other sneak attack. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 2d6 damage.
There you go.
So wow, that's 3 whole. Yeah.
This is your,
Plus
your
your-
short
plus
bow.
your-
Plus 1, plus dex.
Wait, what?
Alright, so...
It's done the math for me though, right? It says 1d6 plus 4, but now I get 2 extra d6 for the damage.
right.
So it'll be 2d6 plus 4.
What's your dex?
My dexterity is.
Oh, you made a copy. You don't have your short bow plus 1.
Your
Yeah,
dex,
I do.
you have a +5 bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your.
I do right here. It's still green. I'm actually on the one that I'm supposed to be on now.
Weird.
I named it.
Spitfire.
You have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with
What
this
is
magic
your
weapon.
dex?
Dex is 17.
Oh, your dex is plus 5.
It says +3.
Yeah, it's plus on this is +5 because it's this is the saving throw, so it's your
Yeah.
Oh,
plus
yeah,
2
yeah.
proficiency
Right,
bonus.
right, right.
So this is-
Dex 17 plus 1. Yep, 4. I thought you had an 18 dex.
That's okay. So I'm supposed to have
Correct.
3d6 this time plus 4. Plus 1 or just plus 4?
Plus 4.
Okay.
That has it in there. I thought you had an 18 dex.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh,
So that's how you do it. 14
Yeah, the
plus
guy
4
is
is 18.
nice.
So it
Yeah,
goes right
it's
through his
like
neck.
right. He's like turning. He's like about to scream out again, looking down at you, and just an arrow transfixes his throat.
And then the power of the bow slowly lifts me backwards.
You can so you levitate is up and down, and it's pretty much by the control of the wielder, of Vyasa. But you can move horizontally by grabbing or pushing things. At that point, you're just like weightless climbing. So you're up,
push
so
myself down.
you can grab the ceiling and move along it. You can, since you're at the nose of the boat, you can push off the back and head towards the stairs.
Yeah, let's do that.
sounds
Like
cool.
you can do all kinds of stuff like that. So
way
you
so I
just
can get there first.
kick.
Yeah.
and you can head towards the boat.
Wicked.
She is going to maintain that on you so that she can move you up and down whenever she
Then
wants,
I'm gonna go outside and be like,
and give you move you up to give you
Crow's
better
nest and
shots.
stuff,
She
yeah.
can move you down to get you out of the line of fire or all kinds of stuff. If you fall in the water, she can get you out.
That's nice
So
too.
you've floated up on her turn. You shot this guy, kicked off the wall for your move action, and moved towards the stairway or to the
stern.
the stern. Basically, you're moving from. So there is 2 exits. There's one to the crew quarters down below, and there's one that goes up to the deck. Which one are you moving
I want to
towards?
go towards the deck. Okay. They're gonna need help because this is our fault.
All right. You do now hear the sounds of clashing up there. There's a fight going on. 2 more. That is top of the order. Top of the order is Savroth.
We maintain. Oh yeah, even though combat's ended down here, it's not over. So
Right. We maintain initiative order for now. Savroth, there is now a path open that he has luckily, thankfully opened for you through the crates and all that. And he is floating along the ceiling, heading towards the stairs.
How long does your
It's a good
sleep?
game.
How long does sleep last on
I
this?
think it's a minute.
Yeah, 1 minute or until
1 minute
damage.
until they take a damage or get hit in some way.
Okay, so they will wake up eventually.
Yes.
oh, yeah, I forgot about those guys.
Yeah.
You can
Bind them if you want.
buy them. Like there's 2 Comorians down here. You can also tell them to deal with them. as well.
Since so far I'm good at this, I stomped out a fire. Let's bind these guys.
Okay. That's gonna take a couple turns to do all of that, like binding 2 people.
Should we not just kill them?
One turn, one the next turn.
Yep.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
All right. This reminds me of the Rifts game, that one shot where you're like melting everyone's bonds off, and he's busy killing everyone in the room.
So we were both in the back of a truck,
A prison agent.
and he had gotten out, and there
Truck.
was like literally
This is
like
another
gargoyles
strength
flying
check.
around and guards
Oh,
trying to
geez.
stop him, like they're shooting through the windows in the front. And
Another strength check.
all
Nope,
that he keeps
there's
telling
no
us.
roll.
You feel like the cap's
You're
getting
binding
in the
a
back, like slowly
sleeping
melting
person.
people's, like trying to pick people's locks and stuff like that, trying to free everybody. I literally finish. I get everybody out the truck, and he's like finished the last guy.
Oh, jeez.
So like he's killed like 9 people, and I'm like, hey, I found some people.
Well, you freed a whole bunch of people, and he's killing the last person, and then a whole bunch of them try to run out the door
Oh,
and
that's
get
right.
mowed down.
Oh,
So like a
jeez.
bunch of the people that he saved just get killed instantly.
It was-
Sounds like Rifts.
It was a rough day.
I
yeah.
don't say maybe we should kill him. I was looking at the wrong oath. I was looking at Oath of Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Like, oh, no
Right.
mercy for the wicked? Excellent.
All right, so he comes out from behind the crates and sets about binding the perpetrators, the privateers. Then it's
Nice.
Ayasa. Ayasa is trying to keep up with you because she, is maintaining your levitation. So she's running for the stairway as well. So you both meet at the stairway. You're above her. She's below you. As you
What are you doing?
going up, he's binding the people.
Sleepy
Oh,
guys.
okay.
The sleepy guy.
You could help him,
Yeah.
and he'll be out of it for 2 turns if he's doing it on his own.
I'm staying with the thing.
The Cormyreans rush up the stairs, so they just double move, dash out of the area. So they're up on deck now, fighting the good fight.
I like these guys. They kill our enemies.
Well, they're on a boat. You can't not fight for that. You have nowhere to run. All right.
They could just say, fuck it, kill
Yeah,
them. and-
take these Dragonborn.
They could, but they're Cormyrean. They're not going to do that.
Righteous.
Righteous. 6, 7. So, Rofras, what are you doing?
Helping
So you're
bind.
binding the other one. So you two are going to bind both of these guys
Nice. In one turn.
on one turn.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
one, I got the
He's
other.
got one, you got the other. All right.
Imagine there's rope everywhere down here.
On a ship? No.
No.
Yeah. I call it cord on board, sir.
Well, there's like
Cord on
there's like
board.
rope and
Cord
netting
on
and stuff
board.
like that. You could just
Yeah.
literally pick him up, stuff him in, and like bind him up in it. He's not going anywhere.
Remember, we're probably a little bit bigger than these guys do.
Yeah, I mean,
Not whole.
and
there's sailors. They're probably pretty. Actually, these guys are probably pretty built.
that bring there's you heard sounds of battle coming from the deck.
Mm-hmm.
You also heard the strange whistle and what sounded like a whoosh of fire.
Oh no. That must be the ballista, my lord.
So
We should probably
what are you
just
doing
go-
for the
turn.
final action of the turn?
All right, so I'm going out onto the deck. I'm still floating, so I mean, I'm assuming kind of
Yeah.
like
Pretty much like you're at 20 feet elevation, but you're hitting the stairs, so you're now grounded.
Okay.
Like you're not floating anymore because you were at the elevation and the ground.
so. As soon as I
Came
touch
you.
that, I can't like rock it off.
Nope,
I'm done.
she controls the up and down.
So I can't be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can yell to her if you want to go up or down, and she is also going to, on her turn, get to decide if she wants to throw you up in the air or not.
Not at the moment. It'll be all right.
So you hit the ground, like climb up, and you're on deck, and there's at least 10 privateers on deck fighting Cormyreans. You see the other boat is tied up to the side, and that there's more people on there. You know, they obviously have just sailors and deckhands. But behind a lot of like a group of more privateers, there is a person standing there and their hand is smoking. And you also see a fire on the deck of the Cormyrean vessel.
Ugh.
So it looks like they might have a magic user on their ship.
Smart.
Awesome.
What you gonna do about it?
Okay. It just takes your move action to get out there. So you can take a shot at something or cast a spell.
Yeah, can't see spell.
Barf some acid.
Yeah, I was gonna say barf some acid.
Barb some acid.
Oh,
This is this is terrible.
It hurts me too.
I feel good.
Who thought this was good?
See, that's
What
like
God?
you have
What
to have
God
that
made
lemon
this?
fall you,
Well,
man.
the fire is the most deadly thing on the sea, so I'm gonna barf acid at the fire throwing guy.
All right.
He's 30 feet away. I can hit him, right?
Decks are
That's
pretty.
the question.
Yeah, decks are pretty big. I'm gonna say that he is more than 30 feet away because he's across. He's mid of his own deck, in
Alright.
midship at the
Well,
mast.
then I'll arrow him in the
So you have to move a little bit closer.
I'll
But
shoot
yeah,
him with an arrow.
he's definitely in range for that.
Cool.
Yeah, just shoot his ass.
Though you could easily move.
Well,
14.
14 is not going to hit him. It's going to hit one of the poor saps that's guarding him.
Cool. Cool with that. Is it a surprise attack?
It is not a sneak attack.
saw it coming, pointed it out, and I got stuck
6
with
damage.
Is that an arrow?
Okay. Oh!
I was a sailor
And
like you.
he kind of hits, and it looks like he's like 188 down, and you just see one of the other crewmen grabs him and pulls him back up. Like they are here to meat shield this sorcerer.
Just shield me. All right.
Back to the top of the order. Savaroth, your adversary is bound.
Alright, and the other one is being bound by Rolfrus, so
Yep.
I don't need to worry about him.
Done.
So it's time to move up to the deck.
So you run up to where you can run past where Ayasa is, so you can make it to the top of the stairwell where he is. So if you move up next to him so that you can see, that's the only 2 people that can be in that space this turn. So you're going to block him from being able to get out if Yasa or someone else doesn't go before. But right now, if you go up next to him so you can look out, you'll be the only 2 able to sit in those stairway spots.
What if he carries me?
Me and him.
Oh, what's my other option?
Stand behind him, but you won't be able to see the entire conflict.
Isn't there another exit? Can't he go out the...
He can go down to where
Crew.
the crew is.
Oh, down. Where
Down,
the
yeah.
Gotcha.
I retreat. Like
But I
a
mean,
scaredy cat.
Do you disengage?
No.
No.
Samroth is not one. I mean, if it's smart, because disengaging, let's be real.
Yeah,
yeah,
Smart.
it's a
It's-
smart move. You can just, I mean, a lot of people go before you. The dynamic can change.
Bahamut does teach that to never fear to act, though caution is wise.
Well, I mean, can I just know that he's gonna need room to get out and just go behind him?
Yeah.
You're also a tough son of a bitch
And what are you
yourself.
doing if you do that?
So you're out on the deck now, or right up at the top of the...
He's behind you.
I'm right behind you. I mean, you're.
So he's still down the stairs a little ways. He can start to see the deck, but you're in the way and he can't see to the other ship. So he can't see the sorcerer. You can see adversaries on the deck,
Okay.
just not all 10.
So, well, let's just Sacred Flame one.
You call down a platinum flame on top of this man's head. Go for it. It's a saving throw on his part?
Yeah, dexterity saving throw.
No, they're okay with that. But not this one. Do your damage. Where did that come from?
Sacred flame. Is it a D10 or is it D8? It's D8. Oh, it's
1d8 radiant damage.
Yep. So how much?
7.
Damn.
radiant damage. Cool.
So this platinum fire call streams down out of the sky like a dragon's breath and strikes this man.
Yeah.
Or whatever it wants to. You can make it look like whatever you want. But since you're Bahamut, I figured it would be.
Yeah, that's fine. That sounded good.
Alright.
That sounded good.
So that means it's Iyasa, and Iyasa sees that she can't. Oh no, she can get out. Yeah, she sent you up.
Little warning!
20 feet in the air. You're just floating above the decks now, looking down. You have now caught the attention of the sorcerer, who goes, whoop. Like, everyone else is in their own little conflicts, so they're not looking, but that sorcerer definitely knows you're there.
In my mind, I think everyone sees I have wings. Yeah.
Ayasa comes out.
I'm a real dragon.
She moves up and steps in front of you
fake wings.
where he was.
But they can only be small because it's
So her bonus action to control your levitation, she moves up, gets in front of you, leaving you a path to get out, and then she just opens up her hands, and 3 like little flaming gold dragons like appear, and they go and fly at people.
Neat.
Her magic missiles.
Magic missile.
Yeah.
2 into 1, 1 to another.
You'd rather not load darts. They're more effective.
8 damage to one, 5 damage to another.
Let's wind up more.
Whack, whack. They just like seek out and smash into, just burning the person. Hear them scream, "Magic is afoot!" That would be them. Okay.
10 of them.
Yeah. So most of them are engaged with Cormyreans, but 3 of them do disengage. Not disengage, but they are not tied up, and they're coming right for you two. So you and Ayasa. Ayasa, unfortunately, is in front, so... Oh, but you're above. Let me roll perceptions real quick. 1 sees you, so 1 stops and goes...
Wave him.
waving at it?
What?
He pulls out a light crossbow.
Well, that's great.
Then 1 on you and 1 on Yasa.
Would one of these be the one that I hit with the sacred flame? Or no, because he
Do
was
you-
in front of me, so I couldn't see that
Do
direction.
you want it to be? I don't know. Like, it kind
Why
of doesn't
not?
matter if it's a wounded one or not. It seemed like those the ones that would realize that they're under attack from magic and want to go kill it. So one of the ones she hit, and one of the ones you hit come to attack you. All right, crossbow at you.
Natural 20.
18.
Do I get to do like a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. Does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
A backflip in midair. Oh, no.
I like curl up and spin.
You take 6 damage.
Great.
So you put in the number,
Yeah.
and then
type
you
damage. Yep.
damage. Bink.
That's so cool.
It is so awesome. The one attacking her,
Okay, I'm bringing my
Look,
tablet next
inspiration.
time.
Check it out.
and yeah, we're having a hard,
Like
we're lagging pretty bad.
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
So,
Should I disconnect?
I don't know. No one's complained, and I
So,
don't know if anyone's
like
still
with arrows?
watching. Hi, if you're still watching.
Okay.
Are we lagging out? Are we the stream strength good? Let us know.
And we can bring them and just not use the Wi-Fi and just use data people got in it.
Yeah, the phone data if you want.
That's the other
Whatever.
option.
So, one attacking you.
Natural 20?
21. Not a natural 20,
Motherfucker.
but... and the one attacking her, 5. So, like, they walk up, and it's not so much that the mage armor, like, really, bounces stuff back. It's just that he can't see to strike. She's, like, scintillating with that mage armor. He's like, ugh! Like,
Yeah.
can't find her. It's almost like the
Like,
Eldar hollow
good,
field.
Good that it hit me.
Yeah, good that it hit you.
This is a good thing
You
now.
you
fine.
have
Last game, that was bad.
Yeah, you have the
This
second
is
most
okay.
highest hit
It's
points
like, wait,
of the
I'm
group.
okay. This is
You're not
alright.
a
wait,
tiny
what the
little.
fuck are you doing?
Right?
You're
32. 32 hit points for a priest.
fine. You hit for
You take 6. Ouch. That was almost max roll for him. Alright. Comes up with the scimitar. Shing, slices into you through the divine shield.
My faith is weak.
Your faith is weak! Cormyreans and
Yo, Rofros, your
privateers
faith sucks!
continue to clash. Rofros.
All right, so I'm gonna just charge him. I was feeling kind of tepid about not being up there to begin with, but we had some stuff to do. I'm charging up the stairs. Oh, thank you all for leaving me a nice little path here. I thank them. No, there's two on these. There's Iyasa and Savroth. Now I know I've been kind of like protecting Savroth here, but in my eyes, she's kind of a civilian, so my instinct is to attack the one that's on her.
All right.
Because I've seen him in action.
And you have something kicked off, don't you? You have heroism?
I have Shield of Faith.
Oh, on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
right.
Which I'm concentrating on.
Yeah, so you can't cast those others, can you?
Well, I can cast another concentration, but I'll have to
Get
let
rid
go
of
of this. Yeah. All right. So it's going to be a maul to the one on Iyasa.
Huh?
Said a lot good, it did me.
Right?
Oh. Yeah. Well, I've learned from you, so you can only blame yourself. All right. 17 plus 6, I think.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I hope so.
It's
Okay.
23. These guys are in leather armor,
It's like the
no
armor
shield.
class is
Like
29. You're like, how the hell did that happen?
Maybe they're real. Oh, I have javelins too. Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is to hit. Okay. It is plus 6 to hit. Okay. Right. Now, this is just some mook, so I'm not going to
And he's already been.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything crazy.
He's already
as
been
much
hit.
as I want to see this in action.
He's already been hit by magic missiles.
Yeah, he's going to take 2d6 plus 4 damage.
Hey.
Whoa,
Oh my God.
boy!
Yeah, he
so
is-
11 plus 4 for 15.
Yeah, he is very, very, very not there anymore.
What did
You
do
just
with
Maul.
a maul, just a big two-handed hammer-like thing. So you come running up that, use all your momentum. You even like put your shoulder into it, and this guy's like just getting through, cutting into Iyasa or trying to find her, and he's like opens up his eyes at you charging up. That maul hits him right in here. You just leverage your shoulder and your momentum right there, and he just goes
Crush.
and crush. His sternum meets his spine. He goes flying back and slides across the deck like a wet sack of rice, just and doesn't move anymore.
Okay.
Not even a yell. Like he just got a as his lungs exhaled when you hit him.
I'll use my bonus action. Give it battle cry.
Oh yeah,
Ah!
Golden.
Yeah, I say go off.
All right.
I think I got like I want one of those big like that.
The big jaws.
Yeah, like from like WoW, how they do dragons, got the big jaw and the bronze, the kind of like these weird fin kind of spikes. Yeah.
All right. Where is your gold scale?
My gold scale.
Yeah.
It's in well, gosh, would I wear it? I suppose I'll wear it. Yeah.
You have to.
We're
It
supposed to-
replaces one of your scales.
Oh, okay. I
So,
have it on.
He has his in his neck.
I have mine on a nice like a almost like a rosary around.
No,
me.
you do not.
No.
It literally replaces one of your scales.
Oh! I see.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
so
be right on my crown.
Yep, right there.
Yeah.
You don't know where Iyasa's is because she's gold,
Yeah.
and you can't tell.
Yeah.
His is on his neck, right
Oh,
here,
okay.
and yours is on your crown, and yours is coming off your eye.
Right here.
I gotta replace this skill.
Yep.
So you got one on that?
Teardrop.
One of the things,
yeah.
one of the things about the Dragonborn is they always use a decorative, like piercing or body mod, to show their clan affiliation. And being the wealthiest clan, they are the mint. Like they make the currency for the Dragonborn, so they get a scale. Their gold coins are shaped like scales, and they're called scales. They get a scaled cast named after them, like has their title, their name, and then they can add deeds to it as they go through their life. But they literally like go to someone who removes a scale and they put the gold scale in its place, and it's showing. And there's a lot of superstitions and things going around that. So that was what that was all about, everyone. Cool. So yeah, that's you smashing the hell out of that. Then we go to Xernex.
All right.
You are up in the air.
I can't move anywhere. I'm basically stuck right now.
You're basically stuck with where you're at. There,
Does the distance up put me in range of the acid breath now?
no.
No. So it's
Little dice arc.
arrow that guy again. Then the
Actually, I should say, I'm wondering how I should do this, because you're levitating above a ship. Even though the ships are tied together, they are moving.
so am I slowly getting left?
And now, like, that's the whole thing, is like, you were on the deck, like, you know, if you jump up in a train car,
With the, well, it
like,
would be like just in a
you're
car,
already
right?
moving, you jump
Kinda
up
like-
and your momentum keeps
Yeah.
going the same.
You can toss a ball inside a moving
So
car.
I'm gonna call it that way, unless, like, you know, the rule of cool, unless you want it to be that way, which in case you would be in range, because the ship, you're at the front of the ship, it would have moved, and you could acid down on all of those folks, but then you have to deal with the fact you have to call Iyasa to get you back down to the ground, or do something to get you out of the air, grab the mast or something.
I hate saying it, but it feels like that's what it would be like. That you would put me in the air and the ship would continue to go away. Like, I want to get
Were you on the ground.
He was on the ground.
I get that, but
It doesn't. You don't have to justify it. Just tell me which way you want it, because you have to deal with it either way.
Let's do the movement that,
All right.
that it's going. So I'm in range now, but I'm gonna have to deal with that in a minute.
Right. So yeah, the ship keeps moving. You're at midship now. You're right lined up with them. It's a line, but you're in the air. You're kind of coming down on them. You can waggle your tongue and have it spray and hit. You're hitting no one else, but you can hit all of that cadre. You can hit the sorcerer and the 3 bodyguards.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's just a saving throw, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think
Or is it a roll to
dex
hit?
for acid.
It's 10 dex, yeah, whatever. I don't know what that means.
So
10?
10 plus your dex.
Oh wow.
10 plus my dex?
No, I think that suggests that their saving throw is 10.
Casting time, 1 action, attack, save, dex 10.
Oh, okay. So their saving throw is just a 10. All right.
They have to. I don't know what that means.
That means they have
So
to beat
they
a
have
10.
to beat a 10 with their dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Do
so
they
it's-
avoid it or half damage?
So it's not even hard to.
It
dodge
is.
this.
It is not hard, but there's then going to be acid on their ship. I think it's half damage. I think it's a safe throw. You have your player's handbook, right? Let's look it up.
Look at it now.
I'm gonna
it's
roll.
right here. That's dex DC 10, half damage on success.
Yep. All right.
For 2d6 acid damage, 6 is 3d6, 11 is 40 spell. I don't know how that
All right. So the white die is the sorcerer. Here we go. The sorcerer fails. One of the mooks fails.
Wow.
The other 2 succeed.
Kill him.
Get him.
That's not bad.
9.
9. So the sorcerer takes 9. Then roll a d6 real quick.
3.
Okay. And you did 9. So
Can I use a cunning action to try to throw my silk rope to catch onto something? As the boat moves away from
Yeah.
yes, make
Nice.
a dexterity check.
That's pretty cool.
Can you throw it to my hand?
You could use bonus action, use your mage hand and carry the rope out and tie it over something.
22.
Yeah, 22. Did you want to throw it at to a person, or did you want to just throw it out to the
Would it
rigging or
waste his
something?
turn to grab me and pull me back down?
It'd be a reaction to grab
Yeah,
it.
do it then. I'll throw
So-
it down.
And you have to pull it down, but like you throw it down and you're like, you just got hit, like, oh, and you see him like, and then he calls out to you and throws the rope. So
Pull me down.
that was Xernax. We're going back to the top of the order.
So
Samurai.
effective turn.
So you have a hold of him. You are now getting pulled with the ship since you're tethered to him.
I'm like a Dragonborn balloon.
I
Yeah.
believe if earlier you said he floated 20 feet above us.
Yes.
So he is within 30 feet of us, correct? He's 20 feet high, even if he's a little this way, so probably...
My rope is up to 50 feet.
It's
determined on how far you've floated.
he went away. What are you trying to do?
I want to bless them,
Okay, yeah, I'll let it happen.
all of my allies.
I'll let it happen.
Cool.
All right,
Get
bless
what's in the air.
as a action
This is sweet.
up to 1 minute.
2, 3. So pretty
So
much
it's going to be 10 rounds, and it's going to be everyone else, right? It's up
Yeah,
you,
everyone but me.
everyone but you.
And what does
Everyone
bless do?
gets blessed, which gives.
Whenever you make an attack roll or saving throw, you can roll a d4 and add the number roll to the attack roll or saving throw.
And once you use it, it's gone, right?
Hmm?
Or does it just
I
stay?
think it's a
On
constant.
a turn, make an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends. I'm targeting it. Just
Yeah.
says
Yeah, I
before
think
it
that's a
ends.
constant.
That's not a concentration. It's just. I think it's until
It is,
you use. It's up to 1 minute.
But it is a
I don't think it
Is
goes
that-
away when you invoke the power. I think it's like we are blessed for this time.
has a C by it on this thing too.
Yeah.
It's constant, right?
But let's see.
Let's see. If it's concentration. Ah, yes. Okay.
This is what you were saying. This is one
Yep,
of those
concentration.
Not a
So I didn't. I thought the things actually said concentration on, but the C does that. So yes, it is. As long as you concentrate, you guys can add D4s to your rolls.
Nice.
So there you go.
for damage too, or just for like attacks?
Just to attack.
Okay, cool.
Pretty much a D20 rolls.
Gotcha.
It just helps you
And
hit.
saving
Yeah,
throws,
totally.
attacks,
God
all
damn,
that.
it means my arrows are plus 10 to hit now. That's insane.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I was
Yeah.
like, I
It's
was
fine
like,
with me.
I think I'm doing
Just
something
become-
cool right
No,
now.
yeah, it's just blesses
I've
are
just
great.
become a
Basically-
fantastic archer.
You are all like wreathed with what appears to be platinum horns, like just force horns, like that looks almost like a halo, almost like horns coming back off your skull to show that Bahamut has blessed you.
Oh,
Clang! You freak Bandy out.
yeah, I touched you.
All right. So
He's
that is your action. You can still move if you want, or you can just stay there holding on to him.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll just hold on to him.
Can you tie me off to your belt? So that
You can just like you have like your shield out, so you like reach up and grab it with your shield, and you just wrap it around that hand, so it's in the
Sweet.
shield.
I was gonna say,
Like
'cause I'll just
arm.
stay up here. I'm just gonna wrap my leg around it and be like, this is silly.
But you're staying like you're staying down in the thing because
I would-
Yasa's moving out
Okay.
since her person. Oh, yours is still alive. Forgot about that. So you cast that spell. So yeah, instead she is going to do another round of little dragon friends. She's going to put 1 into the one on you and 2 into another person down the line.
Well, there were 3 that attacked us, right? One shot at short. Or
Yeah, so she's going to
crossbow
put
and
2 into the one that was attacking him. And those were the 3 that already attacked you. Actually, so she's going to do 1 and 1. She's going to hit the one that attacks him
Oh, cool.
with 1.
Addition?
Will attack you with
It
1, and then
changes
1 into
everything
another random one.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
let's check it out.
Oh, yeah. That's sweet. Where's that?
It doesn't have blessing. It's look like if I'm petrified.
Oh, the statuses?
It changes everything over here. It makes things different.
That's so cool.
Yeah, when you put a status effect on yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
frighten, reduce one away. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool system. All right, so she makes 3 tiny gold dragon friends. They seek out people to hug, and they hug 2 of them to death. The one that attacked you, just that thing hits him in the face, ignites, and he falls to the ground, just smoldering, eye sockets burned out. It goes to the one that's shooting you with the crossbow, and he's like, and like kind of like following you as you went by, and this thing just comes up, scorches across his collar and everything, and he gargles out and chokes and falls, and then it seeks out a third one that hasn't been touched yet and hits them.
Wow.
So
Dragons.
did she kill
She killed 2.
the ones that were attacking
Yes.
us, and then she just hurt
Hurt
one of them?
one random.
So we're down to 7 total.
You are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. The sorcerer. One of the guys died. The guard you already hit with the arrow. The acid just spills over them, burning them. They scream out. Actually,
Is acid like a continuous attack? Like,
no.
No, it's just that.
Unfortunate,
one.
but they scream out. One of the guys looks like he's like, "What the hell?" And the other's like, "You stand firm." The sorcerer is like, He says something in a language that you guys aren't familiar. Well, actually, you guys are familiar with. It's the language that the Untherites speak. Their home
We just don't
language.
understand it. We
Just don't
know
understand it.
Recognize it.
Hey, you make me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Natural
20!
You have absolutely heard this before, and you relish it because it is the call to retreat. It is what you hear before your foes turn and run to be crushed under your boot. He's calling for everyone to get back into the goddamn boat so that they can get out of here.
Girl, that fucking Dragonborn balloon is killing us.
The Dragonborn balloon. Hello, Trent. Welcome to the channel. You're catching the tail end of the first combat of the new season. We got a new watcher, Trent.
Welcome, friend.
Welcome.
To the adventure.
Adventure.
So they're retreating.
They're about to, if they can.
Can I?
You can definitely.
Would we attack retreating forces?
Good question.
No.
Because I want to shoot one more arrow at that sorcerer, but if they're retreating...
Hold on. You definitely
Yeah.
So he might have to look at that. But these people give you no quarter.
I know. It's like these are the foe.
Right. So on that was you just went. Ayasa just went. Oh, Ayasa, like for her free action, calls out, up, down, stay the same.
Am I still within range of that guy with my arrows?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Keep me up here.
All right.
I'm having
So
a
she
good
does
time.
nothing with the levitate. You're just floating there midship, tied off to the priest.
This is dangerous. I'm over the sea.
And you're in the middle of the ship.
That's
But
true.
it could be,
yeah,
if you guys would have kept going, you just out in the middle of the ocean as they just left you. So that's Savaroth. That's Iyasa. Then it goes to them. They disengage and start running back to their ship.
Yeah.
So half of the ones that are left. Ships. Half of them make it over onto their ship. The other half, so there's still 4 on your ship, but they have backed up and are just like you essentially unhooking their ship, the tow lines, and ready to jump back onto their ship. The Cormyreans are pressing, but not attacking. They're completely content just to let these people get the hell off their ship. Though the captain does call out, like, we can't let that sorcerer continue to target the ship, because even if you part, that guy is like still throwing flames, and some of the Cormyreans have broken off to go try to put out the flames that he already started. So that was them. That's the Cormyreans. So Rough Russ.
Evil sorcerer, you say?
I do.
All right.
I do say, good fellow, an evil sorcerer.
Oh no, that's just
compel the sorcerer to duel.
keep it at 30 feet.
Nope, you're coming to me, pal. Like, as the two boats are parting and, like, you're compelled to fight, so you both jump in the water and you go...
Later.
They have to stay within 30 of me.
Okay.
She would have to, that seems like a dishonorable use of that.
Well, I mean, you don't... Like, they're trying to go away, and you can't let that person leave, so...
No, that's actually a great suggestion.
That is a great...
Yeah.
Like, So what's the range on it?
The range is up to 30 feet.
So you just make your move, like, up to mid-decks, where they are, part the Cormyreans, like, walk up to, like, they're all, like, all the privateers are trying to get past their own ship, and you're just ignoring them, and you just point out.
Yeah.
Also,
the enemy
it creates a negative to his saving throw against attacks from me, too. I think.
Let's see. As you attempt to compel a creature into a duel, one creature that you can see within range must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled to your divine demand, which I demand loudly about enemies of Goldath. Come face me in honor. And It has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Me, and must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move a space that is more than 30 feet away from me.
Huh.
If it succeeds the saving throw, this spell does not restrict the movement.
Okay.
But, yeah.
One call of this is that a ship moving away is not his movement.
Yeah.
So he could just stay on his ship and it'll pull him away. He just can't choose to move if the ground underneath him takes him away from it.
Yeah, I guess I'll just spit lightning then.
But it would compel him to want to fight you. Like, he'd want to try to engage.
He would
So
also
either,
It's good
it's
RP.
a
It's good
really
RP.
cool way to go about
Let's
it.
see how they...
Dang,
who knows how this
I've been
person
excited
might
since you sent the picture of it. I was like, oh, let's see this work.
Yeah.
It's a really cool spell.
Boom. Fight me, enemy of Golath.
Nice. It is fun stuff. These two guys are brand new, Dayton and Mitch. This is only their second campaign, though some of them dabbled in a little bit of D&D before. But M. Trent are just going to their first beginner event tomorrow. for
Oh,
D&D.
nice.
Yeah, cool. We'll have fun.
Fun. Dig in.
All right. So you step forward into the circle that's been created around these retreating privateers, ignoring them as they try to threaten you and all this, and you call out that sorcerer.
Oh, you are doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I point my maul and just say, enemy of Golath, fight me in honor.
All right. That's an action or bonus action?
It is a bonus action.
Right,
Oh,
so
crap.
is there anything else you want to do?
Throw a javelin.
You want to throw it at him or one of his bodyguards?
Bodyguard.
Just as a
Yeah.
show of like,
Just
you get rid of your
fuck
cowards.
you, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
face me.
So it's a D20 and a D4 because I'm blessed.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
11
14.
plus
Oh.
3 plus
14. It's already hit.
All
so.
right. And that will do, what is this, a D6, I'm sure.
Other than wearing your
yeah,
armor,
pretty
you were
sure.
like made for sea combat. Javelin throw.
It's only 6 damage, but you
it's-
get stuck with a fucking
it's
javelin.
dead.
Ah!
So you got covered in acid.
Oh, that's right.
That guy
So
had
yeah,
a really rough day.
yeah.
like the one that's in front, the one that kept getting hit, and like the other guy kept pulling up, like it's him. Like you just thump. The other guy's like looks back at the sorcerer because you just called him out, and the sorcerer's all. They have to make a saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, wisdom. Wisdom of... what would be my... Oh, because I don't have these spells on here. It's going to be 8 plus...
What's your charisma?
My charisma is 4, so...
12.
Yeah. And then...
It's not. Is it
proficiency
proficiency?
bonus, yeah.
So 14.
So 14, yeah.
All right. He fails. So
Yeah.
He's compelled to do it.
he's compelled to do it.
As his
Like you
boat
see the
walks
look of
away.
his eyes, like you and me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Fiery look of hatred, just absolute hatred for the non-human,
Uh-huh.
the person that took our kingdom, lived in our land,
The
stole
floating
our
dragon
gods.
Yeah, the Dragonborn balloon. Is it the Dragonborn balloon's turn?
It is the Dragonborn.
Yes. Arrows at that guy.
That is like, man, you're gonna probably have some stern words for him.
Ooh, natural one.
Oh.
On the right.
Oh
But I
my
got a
God.
3 doesn't count. on
Bahama
that 3.
protects
Yeah.
this blessed duel today.
No, natural one's a natural one, regardless of the bless, unless, well, like you are
I mean,
blessed.
But is
Like-
it...
Do you want to count it as a 4?
Well, because it just adds the roll.
It's a natural one.
It's a natural one. Natural ones miss. That's a period.
Oh,
It's just whether it's a critical fail or not. And I think having a bless on you is going to negate that
All right.
for this time
So I
around.
just really.
So you
really
just
missed.
you thunk one into their mask for some reason, like bye
that.
arrow,
I just wanted to attack the ship.
and you now realize that he's still attacking the person you just called out to a challenge.
Well,
So
I make note of it, but I'm so focused.
Right.
I have already been speaking.
you've already spoken,
Yeah,
already done your thing. So that was 6. We're back at the top of the order. So
Shield of Faith goes away.
Ooh.
Oh, did it last?
To concentration. I have a new concentration.
Oh, because
okay.
of that. So your shield of faith comes off of you after he issues this challenge.
Oh, shucks.
Oh,
Denise.
damn.
Yeah, I wish I still had that.
So, Savroth, what are you doing? What are you doing now that you have no shield of faith?
So there's still 4 dudes on our boat.
There are still 4 dudes on your boat.
At this point, though, can I see the sorcerer?
Yep.
You could run up and shoot him with your breath. He's like, why do these guys keep throwing up on me?
You've got cold.
Yeah. Freeze the water in the boat, and then they'll have to come to me.
Yeah. Just
freeze
try to freeze the water where the boat's at, so
You actually
they
freeze
can't
the
move.
boats together, and like they
that's
can't
sick.
retreat. They can't retreat.
We're talking about utility with
Oh,
these
yeah.
things.
Also, I do have to come up with a ruling that I want a number of minor uses before you use your daily. Like, because once you've used that, you can't use it again until you've rested.
What daily are you talking about?
Your breath weapon.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gone.
I see,
Like,
yeah.
you can't use
you
it.
expel
But
Like if I was using it to melt my handcuffs, it wouldn't be a full
how
use.
many
Yeah.
times can you do that
Let's do 3.
before it takes up your entire use?
Constitution bonus?
Nah, that's gonna
That's
fuck
not
some
good
people
for me.
bad. Like,
So-
way to
so it's a
try
tough
to
guy.
main stat though. No, I think if you use it the third time, so you could use it twice for free, outside of that.
Outside of the main use.
Outside of the main use. If you use it a third time, that uses up your main use.
That makes sense.
If you've already used your main use, then you can only use it 2 other times.
Okay.
So
Makes sense. 3
I
times.
see, yeah.
1 major and 2 tiny.
I like that.
3 times on its 3 times minor, or major and 2 minors.
Makes sense.
Holy shit, are you going to freeze these boats together?
Wait, is that an actual option?
Yeah, that is absolutely an
I
option.
thought that was like not a minor thing.
No, that would take your entire breath weapon. But you just could walk up to the edge of the boat between where their 2 are bumping together and just and freeze the water around them.
And then Captain Cutlet's going to be like, I said let them retreat.
It's not my captain.
Great. I'm going to have some splaining to do with you.
You're going to have some explaining to do.
I'm going to have some explaining to do. I said you guys are all like my responsibility.
But, I mean, it really is counterproductive to what you're trying to do. It's super cool.
It's
But,
cool, but it's not what we want to do.
I kind of just want to guiding bolt the sorcerer.
okay. Go for it.
Oh, you guys.
You guys, I issued a challenge.
Hey.
16 plus, I believe this says my
Your-
spell attack
yep.
bonus is 6. So I think that's probably it.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a hit. 22? 22 will hit.
So
Because it's that number comes from...
Sorry, Bandy. This is rolling off her face.
That number comes from your spellcasting attribute, which is Wisdom, plus your proficiency bonus, which is a +2.
Went that way.
No, it's right.
No, that's what I said.
Yeah. So it went that way.
Doing.
Alright,
It's like you're about the one-armed man that caught a fish.
46 radiant damage.
No, it's just fucking big, man.
Alright, that's
We're on the
12,
sea. I
guiding
figured.
bolt.
15.
It is so devastated. You have 4d6 radiant damage.
Oh my goodness.
Like, that's old fireball level, you know?
This is a level
And then
1
it
spell.
Guiding
helps
bolt.
the next
Oh.
person that attacks this
Yeah,
target.
and we get advantage on our next attack.
How
The
much
next
does
turn
it
has
do?
advantage.
Does it...
12.
First off, does it get a saving throw? Okay. Second off, how much
Oh, it's an
damage
attack
did you
roll,
do?
15.
The guy's dead. So, there's no advantage. There's totally advantage to attacking him because he's just laying on the ground, not moving because he's dead. What does your guiding bolt look like?
There's still a mystical dim light glittering on top of them.
Where the body is.
Oh, yeah.
And, which makes him instinctively want to go loot the body. Like, oh, there's glitters. That means it's got loot on
I had
it.
to put on the old underhand.
So what does your guiding bolt look like?
They used to call me Deep Fist, but people got the wrong idea. So it's underhand.
Best way bolt
Oh,
can look
deep or
platinum
deep
colored.
fist.
Zernax the Deep Fist.
Spear?
The underhanded of it. Yeah.
That is a Bahamut weapon, by the way. He used a spear.
I'm sure.
A lot of
So-
spells.
Yep, he like just reaches up and pulls platinum light out of the sky, which coalesces into a spear, and it just slams through this sorcerer's chest. And his challenge is ended as he hits the ground. The rest of the crew is just in absolute full retreat at the moment. They're cutting the ropes, not even caring to unhook the grapples as they're diving back onto their ship. And the crew that's already there has the pikes, the ship pikes that you would use to like grab harbors and stuff like that. They're pushing against your ship just to get the hell away from you.
Is your breath fire or lightning?
Lightning.
You should shoot their fucking sails.
I was thinking about shooting a ballista, actually.
They didn't have ballista. It was the mage throwing.
Oh,
no,
the mage
they
roll
do
bolts?
have a ballista.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The fucking crank.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
if you're concerned about the ballista, you can ask Iyasa if she has anything to deal with it.
Yeah.
What is her breath weapon?
Fire.
Ooh,
Yeah. No joking. I know she's a gold. She's a gold, so she's got fire.
She has the next to do an action.
She has the next to do action. If you want to, if you want to call out to disable their ballista.
Yeah, I mean, total. Just to try to I saw that my challenge was not respected by my compatriots, but so I tried to just shift my mind, just total soldier mode, and just
This guy.
I call out, yeah. So the ballista, they can still, take that out. To really anyone, but I make sure yes, they could hear it.
I just think since we started, all I can think about now is that our breath weapons are just like that Yarblargle sound from Calvin Hobbes. Gross. Barfing fire.
She kind of just casually walks up, as all this is panic and all this, and you calling out. She casually, because she's at the stairway, she's just at the top. She casually walks over to the railing of the ship and looks over at the ballista. And she reaches up into the sky and just pulls gold flames seemingly out of the air. And they turn into 3 wings coming off of her hands. And then she just goes, and the wings just tumble as they fly at it. Her scorching rays just hurl at the ballista. They, it's not moving. There's no saving throw. 10 plus to hit. Scorching Ray, each one does 2d6 fire. So she just does 66 fire damage to this big wooden ballista with ropes and sets it ablaze.
Do one of these, but it makes me spin a little bit.
I just immediately turn away from it and start looking for wounded.
Okay. There are plenty of wounded Cormyreans on the boat. There's also some wounded privateers. Already the Cormyreans are picking them up and throwing them to the other ship essentially as it's away.
Okay.
And if they fall into the water, they fall in the water. Their crew can pick them up.
I mean, you don't have to do that, but we shouldn't step on their. I don't have no money. You can't even hear me. I'm floating around the top of the.
You're just.
I'm just gonna go
healing.
Do some lay on of hands, rise, good fight. I don't even know if I'm doing. I wonder if I even know that I'm healing them, but just kind of getting them up, patting them.
Seeing to the wounded and bolstering them back up. You go about. You're
it's just
healing.
What I'm doing.
What's everyone else doing as this ship pulls away? It's going to put out the fire. Your guys are putting out your fire. You have 2 people in the hold that are asleep.
So binding them didn't wake them up?
No.
Sleep you have to attack them to wake them up?
You have to hurt them.
That's cool, right?
I mean,
That's a cool spell.
That is an awesome spell.
That
That's that animated spell book when he talks about it. He has the perfect trap, and the wizard just inconsequential. They have a tower. It's a clearing.
What the kobolds?
The kobolds. Yeah. It's a tower with a clearing. X amount, 120 feet out. Huge tower, rickety tower in the middle with just little arrow slits facing every direction. The thief was someone that didn't have dark vision.
Yeah, he wanted to.
But he wanted.
Creep in the
he's I want to creep in the shadows, and the kobolds don't have dark vision either. So even though sunlight everywhere else, there's someone coming up the shadow, the only place we really can see clearly. So the kobolds would take all their actions to move, shoot, and move away. So you would have 6 kobolds firing out 1 arrow slit in 1 turn. This is super metagaming and not something I'd ever do. But he was just pin-cushioning everyone. Because the moment he pin-cushioned the rogue that was trying to sneak up, then the fighter went, "Ah!" and he got pin-cushioned. So the mage just goes, I can see into the slit, right? Even though there's not a person I'm seeing because they all ran back. He just aiming at the roof. Sleep. So, what are you doing in the aftermath? You're healing and all that stuff, but you have 2 people below decks. There's a fire being put out.
As I said, if he pulls me down, it would be pure ship. It's rigging and fire maintenance and
I'm
stuff.
sure Ayasa can help you down.
Yep. Ayasa pulls you down, or if the spell ends, you gently float to the earth.
Just bring me back down.
She just walks
Okay,
up
I'll pull you down.
and uses prestidigitation to start helping put out the fire. Just snuff, 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 snuff.
Oh, I'll do the same thing.
Yep, snuff, 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 snuff.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Savroff.
I'll go down and pull the 2 binded fellows up to the deck.
Okay. So you get them and push them up the stairs, like groggily. And they're like looking around, all worried. They see their ship pulling away.
It's interrogation time for these 2.
All right. Like the captain's asking, like, what do you intend for these 2?
I just want to know what they know.
And then
Then they can be on their merry way. As far as
How
I'm
are
In the
they
sea?
going to do that?
Well, if they answer quickly, they can catch their boat.
I can levitate one, he can hold the other.
Yes. Just privateer balloon.
Just push.
I like that idea.
What was that one we used the sack of holding to fill it with swamp gas so that it floats you? So it can hold 500 pounds of compressed swamp gas and create
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
It's in a different
that's a good
dimension.
idea,
Right. They are sufficiently intimidated, and they're just privateers, even though they are Untherites. Interrogation doesn't reveal much. What specifically are you trying to get out of them?
I guess just I would want to know the actual purpose as to why they just jumped this boat out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what they're paid to do. Just harry and harass anyone on the waterways, and if they, you're sure that it's not all the people, but there's probably a good amount of people that aren't doing anything with time and that they also steal or do everything from, and they're ne'er-do-wells and pirates to begin with. But their whole job is they have a bounty. Every ship they take, every Dragonborn they kill,
I'll be watching.
every cargo from or to Timanther that they can destroy or confiscate, they get a bounty from their king.
Should we float them away?
And they had a Utherite sorcerer on their ship.
They did.
Who's that?
Do these ships normally carry a Utherite sorcerer?
They normally carry some badass. I mean, they not always magical. They just this crew got lucky that this one joined. Though they both say he was a real dick.
All right. Well, the dick is dead now, so
The dick
We
is
can-
dead.
float them on back to their boat or whatever.
All right. So you bind them together, and she floats one, and you push them off the boat, and she just, for as long as the spell lasts, just floats them up,
God.
up and up and up. And they's like, you better hope you can get the attention of your boat. You just sail off, and they go up, up and up, and are screaming. Hey, hey. You could give them a floaty.
Yeah. I mean, that's what else could we have done for them?
Right.
Sold them as slaves at Cormer. I mean,
It's not really, we're not really gonna hold on to them. Like,
Well, we could have offered them jobs on the ship, but it's too late for them.
No,
Oh,
you wouldn't
Kingdom.
have trust them.
Yeah.
I would have thought
Poor
about
Marians
that.
wouldn't have trusted
Can't
them.
trust them. They're gonna take up whatever supplies are already being
I was
used,
just
or
going
we're
over
kind of
that.
extra.
Yeah.
the rest of the crew would have just found a way to dispose of them, and then
Yep.
we'd have that to deal with.
So as they move towards the horizon, and after the minute runs out, you see them float gently down to the water, and that's it. That's the last you see of
Beans of butter.
those two and
This is-
the boat they rode in on.
This is day 2.
This is the beginning of day 2. That was morning.
Huzzah.
Sweet.
Huzzah!
Only 14 to 29 days to go.
Right. And that is... And we went 11 minutes over our stream time, our normal stream time.
Oh, wow.
There's obviously more road or more sea to tread, but we're going to get that next week. We're all good for next week.
Can we have a long rest or short rest? Or we...
Yeah, you can. You already had your long rest, so you can. It'd be weird to take a long rest again so early in the day, but you can do a short rest. And I'm gonna say now, nothing else eventful happens for the rest of the day anyway. So you are going to eventually get your long rest for the next night. When next we meet, it will be progressed.
Hit points changes during
Right.
rest.
For Goldath, guys, we
You get all your hit points
butt.
back when you do a long rest. Yep, for Goldath, for Timanther, for the Thamari. The quest begins. Thanks everyone for joining us.
My max hit points went down.
Oh, you're having some issues with this app.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Wait,
accidentally
you
hitting.
don't still have like a petrified or one of
whatever.
those things on you.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for the first session of the Dragonborn campaign.
Woo!
Oh, I see what happened.
Robert, you want to take us out?
Say your prayers to Bahamut each night. Drink your milk. Thank you for watching, and come and join us next Wednesday for more butt-kicking platinum goodness, and what the underhanded did us as well.
Whatever this guy does.